No, it should be all right.
You
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
All right. Unclicked podcast with Demarcus, Paul, and Christian Rigal.
And
Dale's,
yeah.
Source BMX sponsors. We just watched your video part. It's kind of the theme to this is the part you guys made.
Yep.
Let's go into it. It's been like 6 years in the
6,000 years.
6,000 years.
So it's 8 years.
8 years.
I
think
think
the
8 years
reason-
sounds extreme. 6 years from
No.
the first clip to the last
It's gonna
clip
be an argument
of
the whole
filming.
time.
Uh-huh.
But yes, it took 8 years from the start.
Yeah,
6
it.
years of
Yeah.
BMX filming, and
Yeah.
then 2 more years of
Of life.
Well,
Life
honestly, to be
happening.
fair, like he's saying, it's not all. None of it was on purpose. It wasn't like we set out to film 8 years. It was like we started filming before my daughter was born, and she's 8 now. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, oh, 8 years. I just remember going out when you had the white truck. I was standing with Mike, and it was like, yeah, we just started filming, but it was never a deadline. So yeah.
wow.
Where did this
That's awesome.
all come about? Like when we watched a part, you pointed out what the first clip was, and it was a wild clip. Still today, 8 years later, like was it the clip? Like now we have to film a part, or was it?
Honestly, I saw a video of Demarcus. I think he'd recently moved to San Diego,
Mhm.
and it was insane, and I didn't know anything about him. And I just got my Red camera, and I was like just hyped on filming and wanting to work on projects. And I think I bumped into him at a skate park or at a jam or something. And I'm like, dude, like that video you put out was insane. Like if you ever want to work on something, let me know. And literally the next day we went out, and that's when we
We didn't
filmed
go out the next
that
day.
clip that you're talking about.
Yeah.
All the green bike clips are
yeah.
that first probably month of filming with Demarcus
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
project.
And at that point, had you started working on like the Nathan project and stuff like that, or
No.
this was the first one?
This was
Okay.
the first, and it was going to be an iTunes digital download.
Okay.
Our goal was like,
Forgot about that story.
yeah, it was gonna like we're like, okay, skateboarders did it. This is cool. We're trying to break the mold of like DVDs or internet. Like
Mhm.
let's find some in between ground where
Yeah.
like you can do a video part and still hold its value to it. So yeah,
And you could do it all privately,
yeah,
basically on your
yeah.
own.
We didn't
and
want to like
hopefully get paid back for it and not have to worry about
Totally.
getting it funded.
yeah, we didn't
That
want
was-
to like string along sponsors because we didn't know when it was going to come out. We didn't have a deadline,
Yeah.
so we're like, hey, we're filming. Whenever it's done, we'll put it out and hopefully make enough money from it to pay the bills of what it took to make it.
And that
then-
originally was going to be Demo, Nathan, and Corey.
yes,
was that
all,
the-
all separately. They're
Oh,
yeah.
okay. It was never going to be a
No,
package.
no, they were never gonna be
I
together.
thought
It
at
was
one point it
always-
was going to
I
be.
think they proposed it to be a package because like over the period of time that while we were filming, like they were into us making a single video, but then I guess like with proposing the idea of having like 3 different ones, they were like, wait, we want the video to be longer, right? And they were
Who's
like,
the-
"Oh,
who's
you put us
they?"
together.
So originally when I started the
iTunes?
film,
Is that what you guys
iTunes
are
was still doing
talking-
short form content.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as it developed, they're like, hey, we're not really doing short form content like anything under 20 minutes anymore. And that we're like, well, shit, that was like our platform to get this
Yeah.
out to everybody. Like everyone has iTunes already. It was the easiest like way to distribute it. So then once that happened, we're like, shoot, do we like just take these 3 sections that I'm already doing and put them together and make a
Yeah.
film? But like they were never meant to be together. They weren't really filmed cohesively like that. So we threw around the idea, but from the start, the intention was that for it to be a dependent digital download.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I mean, where do we go from there? I mean, it feels like so that 2008. What is that? That's
I think it would have been
2018.
I think it would have been 2015
15.
is when it
First
Oh,
started.
I
yeah.
cannot do math.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, 2015.
Wow.
It's like how he was saying like how we bumped into to each other at the skate park, and he was like had just got the red camera, and it was like a lot of the stuff that we filmed like in between that was like him learning how to use his gimbal.
Yeah.
Like we would just go
You
out and
could
just
tell.
test shoot stuff. He's like, oh, let's just try this. And I would do like, oh, it's dope, take this rail to 180, and it would be like sick. But we're both like kind of learning because I have like a funny story. I tried to find the message I sent him on Twitter before I moved to California, but I couldn't find it. It's deleted. But I reached out to him, and like I did Miles, like I did everybody else, and he didn't read it, which I don't blame him because it was like just a random Twitter dude or whatever. But
Right,
was pretty
Twitter,
funny.
dude.
Yeah.
well, I was like just a random dude from like you're already like established doing stuff, so I can't like picturing it now. It's like if a random dude's like, hey,
Yeah.
if you're ever around, want to film a video, it's like that was me. But eventually it turned into like bumping into each other and like happened organically, and it was like dang. So like me knowing that coming into it was like, oh dang, like that's pretty crazy, and it made me respect it way more that way too. So
Yeah, you talked about this previously, but it was like that you were trying to force it, and you felt like
no, that was with Miles.
that was Miles.
That's
Okay, all
pretty
right.
much the same kind of concept.
Okay.
But I think that my situation was a little dire to a degree in the sense of
hard
like,
to resist.
I never pursued BMX, and it was like, wait, now how do I make this work? Because there was no BMX industry where I'm from, so I came from like working a job, then coming here, and it's like, okay, so do I reach out to people? And I like had a Facebook, Twitter, and then an Instagram, and similar story. Miles, he like replied and was like, yeah, like I don't really know you. He's like, but I'll see you around. I was like, yeah, for sure. Then randomly, I just got a call from him while I was at like I was at an orientation for the 99 Cent Only store, like just random, and I got a call and I answered it. He's like, I'm in downtown with Tony Ennis filming this Osiris part. You want to come and hang out? I was like, I looked at the guy that was like giving the instructions. I was like, I'm out, man. He's like, I was like, I got the job though, right? He's like, yeah, come back to work tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. So I just left. But it was like that kind of helped me understand whenever he reached out to me and was like, dude, just do what you're doing and like work towards it. And if it's, I can't say if it's meant to happen, but if the time is right, it will.
Yeah.
End up being that way. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you are just getting the red, and then obviously lots changed since then. But at that point, what that investment into the red was like, I feel like from my perspective, it was like everything you had.
Oh, it was everything I didn't have.
Yeah.
I financed that thing, and it was, dude, cameras back then were expensive. Like the whole package was a ridiculous.
I mean, you could say
money.
I mean, it's so.
I think it was
so
like $35,000.
Yeah.
That was just for the box, or like for the actual.
Just
camera,
the brain
right?
was 20, and then I think it was another 15 or 20 to build out the whole rest of the thing.
And then you had the expensive gimbal, which was like.
Oh, I bought all the
$10,000.
stuff before they dropped all the prices and before they made a different version every single year.
Yeah.
But I was like still learning how to use all that, and that's why it was sick to like we were filming like gnarly shit, but I was still like when I filmed one of the last clips, I had like a fisheye on there, and I was like, dude, this thing kind of sucks. Like, why is it not that wide? And I didn't realize I had like a crop, like a 8mm lens fisheye on there when it needed to be at like 12mm. And I was like, man, this red is like not as sick as I thought it was going to be. And
that's one of the last clips.
Yeah, one of the first clips we filmed is one of the last clips, and it's the clip that hurts me the most when I watch it because I chop his head off. On it. But it's because if I would have had the fisheye at the right size, it would have fit in there. But I just botched the clip.
Yeah.
But.
Did you know he was winging it kind of with the
to
camera?
To a degree. Like I think I would just more so like me knowing that he's invested that much into like what he's doing. It kind of like made me have a high level of respect for it. So to me, it was like I've always went out and shot photos with my friends back home. Never filmed anything. So to me, filming was kind of like. I'm learning how to be in front of a camera.
Okay.
So it was like, all right, cool. Like,
so it was going both ways.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, because those first clips, you're already on volume, right?
Yeah. The green bike, I was had a colorway on the Bermuda frame. So that was like second year, almost going into second year being on volume because I was like 2012 got here. 2013 got on volume. So kind of like 2014 got a colorway. And that's like right after that. So the end of 2014, I got the colorway. Then,
but meaning Christian, you'd only been 3 years of being out here with the industry and being filmed and stuff. So you're still getting used to it. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, I guess the red. Like, did you buy it for BMX strictly, or what was the idea?
I knew enough from following skate filmers that I liked that I figured if I buy this camera, I'm gonna get hired to be able to do other jobs like for. Whatever, like car stuff, motorcycle stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it would allow me to film BMX in a way where I'm not like stressing paying my bills off of BMX companies paying me for edits, each month. So I knew I was taking a plunge, but I'm like, hey, when I have this camera, if I take my skills from filming BMX and apply them to whatever stuff outside of the industry, it'll make the money that I can pay the camera back. Like I wasn't worried about making a bunch of money. I was just like, if I could just pay this camera off and it wasn't a loss, and then I can take the quality and what I learn outside of BMX and bring it and apply it to BMX videos. That was always my goal, is like bridging the gap from like what I do in like corporate filming and like what I do in BMX, and like, let's make this look nicer, but still keep to the core of what I think BMX street riding should look like.
Does it transfer really well?
I definitely learn a lot of things outside in other shoots that I bring in, like say for example, like sound design, like his video part is fully done sound design. And if you listen to two parts side by side, like you'll see the difference. Like if you just watch it and didn't know anything about sound design, you might not pick it up.
Yeah. What is sound design?
Just having someone go through and clean up all the audio and like eliminate any extra background noises. If someone's talking, they're going to bring out their voices and you're going to hear it over.
And that's something you can only do with the red?
No, that has nothing to do with the red, but it's just, that was something that I learned from doing shoots outside of BMX where I'm like, oh, well, like these guys pay someone who only does audio work to clean up the video. And when
you
look
weren't
at the
even
video,
thinking that way.
And sometimes they'll even like they'll fake some stuff.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
throw in some little footsteps going up,
Yeah.
and they kind of they'll add little sounds like a whoosh
it
or
just
something
brings,
like that.
brings life to it. Like
yeah,
if
it
you
really
watch,
kind of brings you in a way
Makes
that you're
sense.
not like consciously realizing.
yeah, if you
Do
watch
color correction, you got to do audio
same
correction
thing,
too.
everything. Like if you watch the craziest BMX or skate video ever, and then you turned off the skating noise to it, there's no life. Like you don't feel anything. Like the sound, and people take it for granted because you don't even realize. But I still see BMX videos to this day from legit filmers where like one angle has really good audio and the other angle has shit audio.
And you're like,
you
why?
can just take the audio from the first clip and put it in the second
Well,
one.
you've experienced. I mean,
around.
you've definitely experienced it because like when you were shooting with Rich, he was like filming a certain way, and then that long double peg 180 down near downtown, he made you just he literally just made you do the grind, and he stuck the camera as close as he could to you, and that was him getting the audio.
And that's why it sounds so sick.
Yeah,
because it's
him.
that clip.
You want to feel like you're there.
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, but that's him getting the audio. So because he understands that world too.
Never even
is-
put that together.
Yeah.
Really.
There's so many little things like that are like fun to bring in to BMX that like, not to say I'm the first one to do it. People have done stuff like that, but it's like, I don't know, a lot of people overlook things that are done in other industries that are a standard in one industry. But like BMX, like spending money to have someone do your audio isn't on everybody's radar. But if you do it and watch the parts side by side, you'd be like, whoa.
I'd be interested to see that. Like,
Yeah,
it's not, like,
we could do something like that. Like, hey, here's the part, how it was straight out of camera. And here's the part after audio's done. And it'd be cool for people to see it and appreciate it because it goes a long way.
I always think like work ethic as like a filmer, because I feel like BMX, like you are in like, you know, you're in the trenches in a lot of ways, and production stuff can be, you know, it can be grueling days, but it's like, I feel like BMX has a little bit different work ethic. Does that transfer in at all? Like
totally. I've been on shoots. We did a shoot for Levi's for the Olympic campaign for BMX, and there's like 40 people hired on set and everything. And I'm like, I just need my camera and my skateboard, and I can run around and I can get this shot. Then you guys want this, I can get that. I can run around and get all these things where like usually they'd be like, okay, hand off the camera. AC's got to swap lenses for you and do this. It's like, dude, I can do all that myself. Like at the time that you guys hand these off to 3 other people, like I could have gotten those 3 shots myself.
And edit.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've always noticed between skate filmers, BMX filmers, and other filmers that aren't in that space. It's like, you're a one-man team. You're used to doing everything. Like you're working in the harshest
and then Christian out in the trenches is also doing all that, and then get clips in between.
Which is
turn the lights out, move the lights for the next guy.
So I'm glad you brought that up because like a lot of the up rail stuff, I was done with doing up rail stuff. He was like, dude, I got so many rails. I got something that I always wanted to do. I feel like you would be able to do them. I was like, dude, all right. And I think the one of me sliding backwards down the rail was like one of them. And it was like, all right, man. Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
that's barely.
But like in between, like you said, he's doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's
motivating too, because he'll help you like push you into something. No excuses too. If there's a crack, he'll fix it. Like Christian's good with that.
It used to be you had the white truck, and it would be like, I think for the most part, like we were sometimes thinking about, it's like, oh, the truck is in the background, but we were like every day, like the first day we started filming, like I feel like we didn't miss any days just going out consistent. Back to back,
really?
back to back.
You're on like that. That's cool.
We had nothing else to do. It was like, what are you doing tomorrow? Nothing. We need it. Let's go. Like, and then anyone else, if they wanted to come, all the other like I probably filmed like 10 or 15 edits with other people in the midst of everything. It's like, hey, we're out filming. You guys want to come cruise it? Like, clip for your part, clip for this. Like,
and even while, like I was doing the same exact thing, but with like Mastroni. So I was like filming volume stuff and like the X game stuff and all that in between filming with Christian. So it was like, okay, cool, a good happy balance in between where it's like, all right, I know that when I go out, I don't have to like convince myself to do something terrifying or something that's like, I got to pedal a lot, but it was a good balance though. So I think, especially watching him ride, like the stuff we like to ride, it's like, dude, you're really grinding down this thing. You really want me to grind up this, but it was extremely motivating because it was like not only just on the bike, but obviously because he cared a lot about filming and editing. So it was like it forces you to like give your best. So there's a lot of that.
You said the first month, like you guys were fucking firing stuff out. When does it start to like like slow down and like what's
how does this 8 years?
Yeah, I almost didn't make it out the first day, to be honest. I tried to trick over and over and didn't get it.
Oh, the nose
oh God,
yeah.
Dude. I feel like I can just do it now, but it was like it wasn't anything crazy, but it was kind of like
that circular church spot in Lemon Grove. It's like stacked little mani pads. Yeah, he's like manual, nose the step, drop down, nose 180.
Yeah,
and like just got stuck. You almost did it like 5 times.
Yeah,
and
tried it
never
like
got it
hundreds of times, but yep.
Maybe that was
the first day.
That might have actually been the first.
Oh, that was the first one, but that wasn't the first clip we got, but it's one we tried.
Oh, first day was a strikeout.
Oh,
and then the next day, I think we went to the up rail, and you're like, I just like doing this. Yeah, one bang shit a little bit.
Dude, it's scary, but it takes a lot of pressure off. It's like, all right, cool, all of that, just stay straight, right up the rail, you'll be good to go. But
that's how easy it is. Yeah,
I don't know if it's easy. It's scary.
Oversimplification when you see this clip. So I guess just run us through the timeline then. Like what happens? Where are the obstacles? Why does it start? What's happening in your life, I guess.
I mean, honestly, for the duration that I lived in San Diego, we just filmed and like, we're like, we'll film until April. And then like April came around and then we just get another clip and then just keep filming. And like, there never was really like while I lived here, we never really like dropped a deadline that we're like, we're going to commit to this. And then I moved. And then that's honestly where the biggest thing happened. I think I moved and I might've came back and then we got like one of the last clips in this.
Yeah.
But like once I moved, like I was pretty much like slowing down being a filmer full time and I was being a mountain bike rider for a living.
Yeah.
So like my life just changed. Like I'm not around BMX anymore. No one where I live rides BMX for a living. I'm filming like a couple random clips here and there. So like my life just shifted. And when your head's not into filming and editing, like I try and compare it to like, okay, like I ride BMX still, but like if someone wanted me to go like grind off a building tomorrow, like I'm not really in practice for it. So I'm not going to be stoked to do it. And same thing, like when I'm editing, I'm not filming and editing and working on other projects. Like I'm not hyped to do it. I don't want to work on something when I'm not hyped because it's going to reflect in my work.
Yeah.
So like, I hate that it took this long, but like, honestly, like doing this Haro project that we did up in NorCal got me like re-stoked and like I got a couple injuries. My schedule opened up and I was able to get to it. But yeah, just me moving across California, shifting careers and my whole life changing around and being a professional bike rider only for the first time in my life. I've always done both. I've never known filming or riding without the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that.
It's kind of similar for me too. Like how he was saying, like there was really no deadline set. And I think myself going into it.
But okay, I'm gonna interrupt because I feel like from a professional rider, you filmed all this stuff. You filmed all this wild stuff. Like there's gotta be like a pressure from like you have to feel some sort of pressure and be like, we're talking about the Jaren shit. Yeah. It's like not that he was holding it hostage by any means, but like you're like, dude, I want this stuff out before it's fucking old or it doesn't even
I think that I was gonna get to that.
Not that it's your fault, but like you gotta feel that at a point.
I felt the weight of it forever. I felt so guilty, like doing anything else, having that hanging over my head. But like, I honestly was just selfishly like doing my career, focusing on me for the first time, just me. And like, I hate that he took the grunt of it time wise. But at the same time, like when we were filming and I was there the whole time, like we weren't really like focused on let's finish this, let's get it out. I want to get it out. So like we relaxed during the filming and then he got his part done and then I just wasn't able to get it done in a timely manner on my side. But it was just
I will say I'm glad it happened to me than anybody else. And I say that because like I said, my approach and how I came into like the industry of BMX is like a little different from a lot of people. Yeah. So during filming with him, like I said, I'll film like a bunch of other stuff. So like me filming this part didn't get me other sponsors or it didn't give me like a paycheck or any of that stuff. So I think like the stuff I was doing with Mastroni, Joey is the reason why I even got on Volume. Yeah. Like, so it's like he convinced me to get on Volume, but like while doing those things, I was offered to be like, oh, you have this first part in this DVD. So to me, that was more defining. I think me while filming this and like me taking a step back and looking at all the stuff I was doing in between, I was in a good enough space where I can look at that and be like, okay, cool. Like I can't put the pressure on him.
Finer things, headlights, X Games.
That's what I was going to say. Well, Finer Things is 8 years ago. So is that were you
still filming then? Okay, we had that's when it kind of slowed down because I think we were like back
and then
forth,
multiple frame promos and stuff.
Yeah. I think Volume 1.
So patience was good then, like you're saying it didn't.
Well, I guess I see what you're saying though, because it's like if it was your only project,
if it
was riding on this, then it would have been a different scenario.
Like I'm trying to fucking make it, like I want to be out there, like that type of thing.
But I've honestly never felt like that I needed to have it out because of like the tricks that are being done, or like I never felt the need to one up myself because I don't think I have that ability. I don't have a riding style that way where my stuff is progressive. It's more so like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I guess that'd be that.
But there's tons of stuff in this that's like the biggest or the best of that trick I've ever seen out of you. This is like timeless.
It's time period.
Yeah,
it's not like time period because like I think we tried like even the Smith stuff. Like I tried a Smith on a flat rail the other day. Couldn't even do it.
Yeah, right.
I do feel like we caught the peak. We caught the peak of a lot of his tricks
that happens.
in this. Yeah. And then he's moved on to something else.
That happens with tricks.
So it was like either an ice pick, an ice pick phase, a hanger phase. Hanger bar phase, then the Smith phase. I think I tried the one in the kink one, but it was like that. I think and I was also able to like
nothing looks old and outdated. There's nothing in it because
that's the one thing I
heard him scoff at one clip, but I can't remember what it was. Like but you may have been just scoffing at your kit or something like that. But
kids always question.
In the leftovers one, there's some that are. Like you can tell they're outdated. They're tricks that like I haven't seen you do in 7 years or something. You know,
I think it was like did I do like some kind of nollie bar, some bar spin variation, or whatever. It's like I don't ever do like I think I did it in the game of bike, the Smith nose bar stuff like that. It's like okay, like I can do that, but it's like I think my body just don't want to do it. I just like all right, I'm gonna focus on doing the backlash today and this year. And you don't
really have any backwards manuals in this because that's kind of like a time period after the video part, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, there's not many people that I feel you could sit on footage for this long and everything's still relevant because he's either picked the right spot or done the right trick, or he was just so ahead of his time when he did it that it's still relevant or ahead of its time now. And there's a lot of people that in that amount of time, like someone like Garrett, like he's eliminated all that footage and he doesn't even want it to come out anymore because to him, it's not up to his standards of like his old deadline stuff. I think there's still probably 13 minutes of tapes that like we haven't seen. That's like insane stuff.
I bring it up to Tony every once in a while. Let me get the deadline tapes. Let's just do it. And then he's like, no. He's like, we'll go to jail.
And then everything we filmed was all on a red or multiple different red cameras. So it's not like like those clips that we filmed on the HD camera look old or whatever. It's like everything's 4K.
Everything looks good. Yeah.
And everything he did.
Bike setup's the same.
Yeah. 4 pegs. Nothing's changed drastically. Like
free coaster the whole time.
Free coaster,
yeah. So
a little more buff.
Just bigger clothes.
Kits change, bike colors change, but like
I think I went from wearing like I think before I moved to San Diego, I was like always wearing the girl pants, the skinny jeans and stretchy.
Yeah.
Then I was like, all right. And 2, I think I went through like a phase, like I said, just like I can't worry about the kid. I just gotta get on a ride. And even to this day, I struggle with that. It's like, bro, why are you trying to figure out what to wear? Just put on the same thing you had yesterday, and it works. Just looser jeans. If you see that one there, it's like the skinny jeans.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's cool to hear that there was like never like a riff, because I remember even when we did the podcast at the old house, like you were like, the Christian part got mentioned in that, and it was like soon or something, and it was always soon.
I did. I think on you took a photo or a screenshot from your red camera, and it was like at the white rail spot in like Vista, and I posted on my Instagram. I was like, oh yeah, it's like coming right away or something like that. It was like, nope. You got 5 years, 5 more years.
I do have to commend Demo on being the most patient dude and handling this like way better than he should have. Honestly, like I was like, you can be pissed at me, you could be a jerk to me, like, or not even a jerk, but like you can give me the shit that I deserve for not getting this out. And he was like, dude, I understand. I'm not gonna do that to you. Like, I just want to like find a date that works for you where we can get it out. So I've told you before, I'll say it again forever. Like, thank you for your patience and letting us do our thing on it. And we got it done. And honestly, like, I think now, like, it's a great time for it to come out also. I wish it would have came out before, but I feel like now, like, it's, I don't know. I think
I will say it's easy to be, like, it is easy to, like, to make somebody a punching bag. But also, like, with the same hand, I have to learn how to work on myself and learn how to compartmentalize and not like make personal issues and like issues I have with multiple different things. Don't let it compound and compress and be one thing on one person.
Yeah.
And that can also spill off onto multiple people. But it's like, well, if he's never been a professional full-time bike rider, like who am I to like say, get my part out? It's like, well, like, no, take a step back. Cause like, if you look at how you came into it, then you should at least understand and like have like a grace of trying to like, I guess respect it. Cause like I come from a very similar to a degree of like I said, I didn't come from like growing up in the BMX industry, but like actually chasing it. So for him to like transition to be focused completely on riding was like, oh, dude, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Because like you don't have to worry about like trying to set up the camera or set up the lights and like do everything, and also like worry about getting the clip for somebody else, then waiting, and then you go film the clip. It's like that's an experience. So it's like I couldn't be. I think we saw each other in Austria, and I was like, the whole time it's funny because like the whole time we were there, we didn't talk about it at all, and I didn't know he was gonna be my roommate. Like, so I was like,
I think you told me.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Yeah, and it's like, oh, like whose shoe is this? Pretty big shoe. Like I just like didn't think you guys are already gone. Like you guys are down eating dinner or something, and went down and afterwards went back up and started building my bike. And he's like, oh, like you're my roommate. I was like, oh yeah, sick. But the morning I was leaving, it was like 6 a.m. He was like, yo, dude, my bad.
How many days into the trip was this?
That was four. So I was only there for 4 days.
It was probably waiting on
this shit. Is literally like,
bro, we were sleeping in a bed. Like it's like a cabin, but like my bed is literally like maybe 2 feet away from his, and we're like just in there just talking.
I just felt like
nothing about the video.
Piece of shit the whole time. I was like, God damn it, he's gonna fucking kill me.
My bad.
Yeah, it's like, dude, my bad.
No, we had a proper conversation after that. That's definitely probably how it started.
You had to break the seal.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I mean, it sounded like you just put your friendship first with Christian. It was like, hey, like I respect you. I understand that this is a pivotal moment in your life.
Well, you would be forced to if you didn't.
You.
Like you would be forced to. Like whether you do that first or afterwards. It's like even if I went at him, you still would have to you still have to go back to the friendship. So it's like, well, how about I skip over like how I feel?
Yeah.
And actually make it make sense.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
No. You understood the situation.
Yep.
Wisdom.
Tried to. I worked on it.
And I appreciate that again because not many people would handle that the way they did. And like I said, I was deserving of anything.
A little
less,
lashing.
I get it. You know, I try and think about myself in the same position. I'm like, yeah, I'd want it out too. But then, you know, you look at the flip side of everything and
I'll be honest with you. If that video didn't come out like in the next few years, it wouldn't even bother me.
You're crazy, yeah.
Not even kidding. Insane, not because of like everything that's happening, but just because it's like I never felt. Maybe if we talk about it, it's like, oh, like the video, like we're gonna work on it. It's like, okay, cool. It kind of get me hyped, but like realistically, it's like, oh, okay, like I still have to do stuff. I still have to do these things, but yeah.
From your point of view, like you guys had the Austria thing. And then what are you saying? Like, I will work on it or I will, you know?
I was just trying to find a break.
One day
I was literally just like
getting back to you.
No, like I'd be like project to project where I'm like building and then I'm filming and then I'm traveling. And I just like, if I'm going to edit, like I'm not the guy that can just like chip away a little bit. Like when I'm going to edit, I'm fucking in the zone and like I'm going to stay up all that night and go until I can't go anymore. And then like when I'm in the zone, I'm getting it done.
Yeah.
But like, to get in that zone, like I was saying, it's like trying to do a trick, you know? I'm like, I want to be like hyped to do it because the last thing I want to do is edit something and me not being in the right mind space to show in my work. Like the amount of time and effort that we spent on it, I want it to be everything that I feel like it should be.
Yeah.
And I don't like that it took forever, but I feel like I did it in a mind space where like now I can look at what we did and I can be proud of it.
There was always a space too where it would be, we could have been finished. Like there'd be times where it's like if he's around, if you're in San Diego a lot, and I may be like filming other things, such as even the ride part, like the headlights part, and it could have been completely finished on my part. Then there would be a time where it could have been like, all right, I think I'm ready for it to come out, but he's busy. So
there was a while where you wanted to get a banger, a different one, and it probably dragged on for another year or so, and then the banger ended up being a clip we already had. So it's like, but in his head, he wanted something different or bigger. And then like, so it's like, it went through so many variations. We're like,
I remember so long ago, it's like us three out of school and you were getting some lifestyle clips to finish up this whole thing. that was so long ago. Like you guys probably don't even remember what it was, but I remember being like, "Oh, it's coming out soon." That was so many years ago.
So when the switch flips and you're like, "All right, I'm going to edit this." All right, do you literally have a blank slate? You didn't touch it at all, and then
I've had it like in a folder, but I literally just like disregarded everything that I had, and every single clip went through it again and cut every piece of every clip that's going to be usable for something, and just like clean slate, like refamiliarize myself with the footage, because that's the hardest part. Is like, dude, I wish I knew the number of the footage. Like, it's a lot of footage.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
yeah.
It's 6 minutes of leftovers and 10 minutes of other footage. And
10 minutes, 30-second
video.
All
the crashes and everything. Like, so I just had to like fully dive in and just refamiliarize myself with everything. Because like, that's the other thing too. Like, I want to use every clip that should be in there and has some kind of meaning or whatever. And like, if I'm not on it with the footage and remembering what's there and everything, then I don't want to overlook some stuff. So like, I need to like fully dive in and just know like when this part of the song comes up, oh, I have this one clip, it'll be perfect. Or
you did send me that like on the second song, you like, what clip you think I'm gonna use? And I was like, bro, I have no idea what you filmed. I forgot. I don't even know. And then he sent me like I think a screenshot of it and was like, I think I remember what that is. But it was like, but it was, I think what that whole week, it was like back and forth. And I'm like at home just walking around like, yeah, this is sick. But like we just see snippets of stuff that I haven't seen in like so many years.
That's cool.
And it's like, but while also he's telling me, it's like, dude, this is crazy. Like I forgot how good this feels. And he was like, by the end of that week, he sent me like the actual video that you guys just watched, just like it is. And it was like, don't change anything. That's perfect.
That's
like,
sick.
So
about a week from cutting through the clips.
Once I really had everything like organized and ready to go, like the part, like the intro of the part gave me the hardest. That's always the thing. How the song starts, that's always the hardest thing, because I don't want to use a clip in the video that should be in the intro. Yeah. So I make sure the intro is like 100% how I like it, and then I edit the part.
Yeah.
Because if you
you did tell me that. So I think the last time you came down and you had one of your friends that filmed Super 8 stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
my homie.
And he's the one that shot a lot of the intro of the driving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, all right, I got it all. So whenever we start working, he can work from there, like you just said. So
yeah, the way the song started and it slowly like built up, I didn't feel like we filmed for so long, but like the whole time I was getting clips. He was filming me, I'm filming him. We're just like looking for spots.
Yeah, that
it was like
true.
I'm not like filming everything that's happening. I'm like, I got the clip, I got the crashes that went with it, maybe a couple roll-ups. We're good, we're doing our thing. So like I had a lot of footage, but I didn't have any extra like footage that's good for an intro or like establishing footage.
He had like B-roll of your daughter like holding her like this. Like now she's like 8 years old.
Yeah, 8 years old. Literally 8 years old. I think that's a good point because initially he brought up a good idea that happened.
Funny lifestyle clip, rocking her like she's
like,
you're born and then she's 8. You're like,
yeah. So I think it was headlights. I think Mastroni did a lot of the like with my kids.
Yeah.
And before he did that, Christian had mentioned to me, it's like, oh, it'd be cool to have family, but literally Mastroni's like, I'm coming down to film this of you and your family. It's like, all right.
The Mastroni voice.
Yeah. Oh, that's not how you talk, but yeah. But yeah, like that happened. So like it would have been pretty funny to have like the beginning.
Yeah.
But
and then like, I guess we should talk about the headlights thing. Was that you did work on headlights, and then there was
the grind to grind was
the grind to grind. Yeah, was, and we didn't. What was it? What was the situation in the end? You just didn't have a banger that you
for headlights.
He was supposed to do the grind to backflip.
I tried the
which was amazing.
Which would have been insane. This is the first time I've ever been hit up to sell a clip, let alone the banger clip. Yeah. Like, hey, we need a banger. Can we buy one of your clips?
The story goes.
How much did you slang that banger for?
It wasn't. I think
it wasn't that
cheap.
much. $500, $800
for one clip though, for a BMX clip. Yeah, but I was like, "Fuck, what number do you?"
But we knew it was important. Like, and it was like there was.
So it makes him happy. Makes him happy.
Yeah.
Well, and we were just filming, so we're like, "Whatever, we'll sell you our banger. We're gonna keep filming for 6 more years anyway."
To be honest, like filming for headlights, I almost turned it down. Like I told Mastroni no. Yeah. I was going through a lot of personal stuff, but on top of that, the injury. Like I think I had just came back from the injury, but that
your parts are
the clip of me falling down the bank in our video, like sliding down the bank and falling off the ledge. That was like we went to NorCal. That was the first time I had like got cleared to ride my bike from
really hot
physical
that day
therapist.
too.
And just stumbled down. I was like, oh, I guess my legs still work. But
God damn, that's the gnarliest fall I've ever seen.
That's the worst nollie rail ever. I can't believe he did that one.
Downhill.
Yeah, I don't. It's not.
I thought you had something you did on that in your part with Christian.
No, it's with all day.
That's the other one. That's the one I was telling you. He's got an all day. Is that still a part?
You have you have three video parts that have.
I have an animal part.
Out. 4.
This part, all day part,
ODI
part.
Yeah.
And I just had a Mike Yup part in a video that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Albert have a part that's about to come out. It's not about to come out, but in a few more months.
Yeah.
It's like
damn,
a
man.
funny part. But
Damn.
And
I mean, is that enough? You good?
I guess. Well,
drop it all the same day.
You should do the Brock thing, the incinerate. Just come with like
different names for all of them.
Add letters to the name.
Oh, that's rad, dude.
Demarcus, Detricus, like Denosus, or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, while filming for Headlights, I was like going through it, but like dealing with the injuries and stuff like that, but turning it down, like oh, I don't want to film it. So a lot of filming for Headlights, I was like, dude, like I've never been so mad and thrown my bike, but one time me and Mastroni was out, I tried to break my bike in half. I was losing it.
Damn.
And I was like, this is kind of strange. Like I can't let this out. So it kind of like the grind and backflip and like any of the stuff I filmed in this, it was like, all right, I'll just get it because I'm here.
Yeah.
But I wish I could have put more effort, only because I always wanted to enter in a video, and I'm still thankful to have it, but I feel like I could have gave more. But that's like self looking at self, but like going through whatever it and like, oh, like I guess this is what you're giving people. This is it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
This part's so good.
And Demo never got mad once in our video, as a disclaimer. So the fact that you're getting mad and throwing your bike on that one blows my mind, because I've seen you try stuff for hours and like not even make a peep. You and
this
Nathan.
thing I threw my bike on, I tried it once and it was like couldn't even keep it together.
So how would this have? Where would you put this in your part with Christian if this would have stayed with you guys?
It would have to bounce off of him first, because I would be like.
It would have been within the last 5 clips
Last
for
5,
sure. Probably
it's
like
a bang.
3. Probably like last 3 clips. Like,
because this video part's ridiculous too. So
I put like emotional like stress on like where something should be, because like to me this wasn't.
I couldn't
like,
even get up that first rail.
But it was random. Like we were just there, and I think you were there filming with Corey and Nathan.
yeah.
And I was just like happened to just come out and ride that day, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to grind the gap up all the way to the top, and that wasn't working.
Oh yeah, I forgot you tried
like,
grind a gap up the set first. Yeah. And then I think one time you like landed on the rail by accident, and we're like, oh shit, just do the rail to rail.
I guess I could see it. I could see you doing that.
I broke the rail on that one.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It
looks like it. Yeah.
So I slightly like tag a little bit, so let's do it again. But the rail was like kind of broken on the second one. It was like, oh, I probably shouldn't break this rail.
So from the other perspective, Mastroni was also bummed because it didn't match any of his.
He wanted to
style.
use the other clip because it felt more like his filming style. But like
which one? This up
over? The Tires 180.
The Tires 180 in his part.
And that one, like even the Tires 180 part was like
down a rail.
I think we went there to try it, and I didn't even try it. Like it was like after an injury.
No, we were too invested in the Tires 180 clip.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about different clips.
Yeah,
so
there was a discussion.
He was going to buy off of you.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I don't remember what Tire 180 you're talking about.
I think we thought this was the better clip overall.
The Tire 180
and it was filmed
this
because it had 2 angles and just like, or whatever the way it was filmed. But obviously, it's Mastroni, it being a gimbal. And
I get it. Like I would hate to film a whole video and have one clip slide in there. That's my biggest pet peeve always and forever. If I do a video, I want to film the whole thing. And usually if one other clip slips in there, it's the one clip that you really don't like.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm sorry.
As a filmer?
Yeah. Like you put in so much time and effort to make everything look nice and fit together and be cohesive. And then one filmer throws, just like the market video, the couple clips that were filmed by other filmers, like they're not the end of the world. But every time I see them, I'm like, fuck, like I wish I had filmed those. You know, that's just how it is. It's like
not your exact style at all. You see it.
It's not the way you would have done it. And when you put so much time and effort into something, you want it to all be that way. But
I wonder how often this has happened in our world of like selling a banger. You know, like
probably not often because
we don't have one.
That was because I think it was
Lifeline. Who's got clips?
You gave me the info. I guess like whoever that was like part of the investing in that video, the Headlights video, it was like each day you go over the deadline, it's like $200 a day.
Oh yeah, it was
like
savage.
a lot. It was a crazy amount of money.
The contract was insane. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that thing was that. It was such a weird age, and it was like tight with Ride at that point with dollars. It was a whole other fiasco. I don't necessarily have like good memories of it.
The grinder backflip definitely pushed it over like a few extra days because I think I went there like while we were still within the deadline.
I think we put that in your podcast, right?
We did.
A couple of those clips, yeah.
And
so funny. It was like $150 at Home Depot for boxes and stuff like that. Like,
shout out to Rooftop.
Yeah, shout out to Rooftop, man. He was down there in Florida. He called me. He's like, "What? Hey, I got you. I'll tell you what to do."
Yeah.
So,
He's like, "Get boxes.
Get boxes.
Light yourself on fire."
We bought everything at like a mailboxes, etc. And then there wasn't enough, so we had to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I was literally sitting at home trying to figure. It's like I gotta get this grinder flip. I just gotta try it. And then I just ran like text Rooftop and was like, "Did you try this into foam?" And he was like, no, I tried it to boxes. I was like, why didn't you tell me that? You tried to get me to do it on a regular rail to flat. And he was there the first time I tried it. And I was like, so you're just going to try to convince me to do this and you did it into boxes. And he was like, yeah, I kind of feel like you could do it. But,
I guess since we're on the subject, we probably talked about it in your podcast, but do you think it's actually possible or is it?
100%.
Yeah.
I think if without the boxes, I think I would have gave a little bit more commitment.
Yeah.
But it was kind of hard to see. But I think on one of the attempts, like if the boxes wasn't there, I would have landed super heavy front tire first, but the rail wasn't the right rail.
Yeah.
I think it would have been, I probably needed more practice on just like maybe flip dropping. Like, if I would go off like a
Kenneth Tensio flip down the stairs.
Exactly.
Set.
I was say, I hope if a proper natural street rail to flip happens, it's like from a street rider, not just like a dude that can flip off anything and manage to grind
I think
up
Dylan
it.
Stark mentioning like when he saw the clip, he's like, "Oh, you beat me to it." And I was like, "Well, I didn't do it." Like,
yeah, go get it,
you,
bud.
Playboy. Yeah.
Dylan would be the dude.
Yeah, he could do it for sure.
So this is going to be the same process as the Nathan video. How you guys drop everything and
dumb question. What is the name of the video part?
In Due Time.
In Due Time. All
nice
right.
name.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the same format. We got a trailer for it. We've got a leftovers promo of everything that didn't get used. And then we'll drop the video for digital download on Gumroad, same way. And then we'll do like a B-sides with all the crashes and stuff that didn't get landed and everything in between. And yeah, we're not going to do like the raffle pre-order thing. Like once the trailer comes out, you'll be able to pre-order if you want. And
then when does all this start dropping?
by the time you're watching this, the trailer should have been out. The
good thinking.
Leftovers should have been out, and the pre-orders available for
right now.
Order.
Yeah.
How did Nathan's do? Were you stoked on how it did?
I had no gauge for what good or bad was. I thought,
but as far as like what you put into it financially,
I mean, my thing with Nathan, I kept track of the expenses. Is like once it made $10,000, which is what I spent into it, then everything I split with him after. And it made $19,800 or something.
Nice.
That's crazy.
And and you guys had no sponsor help.
No money contributed whatsoever. I paid for everything out of pocket.
Really cool.
Shout out to BMX.
Shout
out to BMX.
But also, like,
actually,
strangely enough, like you look at the left or the
you guys
crash
got to
video.
do this without.
Oh yeah, millions of views.
Like 5 million views on the crash video. I'm like, and only I think it was 5,000 people bought or rented it, something around that number. So to me, like in the grand scheme of things, 5,000 people doesn't seem like a lot, but like $20,000 is a lot of money. But like I would have thought for $4 or $5, more than 5,000 people would have contributed. But like it's hard to say. Like maybe Gumroad was more work than they want. Maybe they didn't trust the website. Maybe just the process was enough to turn people away. But like I thought more numbers of people would have done it. But
how much money did I make? Let's see, off of 5 million views.
It's only 2.5 minutes. No?
$1,500. Do I owe you some money now?
No. give it to Nathan. But yeah, I think like the success.
That was him eating shit.
The success of this project is pretty much based off of social media and people who buy it sharing the stoke. You know, if you buy it, you watch it, and you're stoked on it. Post something up, say I just bought this. It was awesome. You know, like that's how projects like this work. If everybody just watches it and doesn't say anything about it, then
big reminder, this is a privately funded video by you guys.
No one,
it's your passion.
I paid for everything out of pocket, and we had no sponsors that were contributing money.
Only one all day.
Actually, all day gave me $400.
$400.
Alex gave me $400
all day.
Everybody else, I think they were like just on board, like just supporting the video.
And when you say you paid everything, do you mean you paid for travel for demo or just gas and like a food?
Any Airbnbs, all the gas we were driving around,
that's
whatever
crazy,
it took to get to where we were going. I just paid for it all, and a couple of the trips were like piggybacked.
He refused to take the money. I'm like, you have all of it. I don't want it. He's like, no, He's like, no, take it.
Yeah.
Because like, even though like struggling through like I didn't have a phone for like 10 plus years. Like I had a phone but like no service. Like all those things were on purpose. Like starting out I was forced to do it. But over the time it was like, oh, this is just normal to me. It's like, where are we meeting? I'll just take a trolley.
You enjoyed it at a point.
Oh dude, yeah. One time that was pretty funny was like Pova. Like him and Mike Missouri, like I was meeting them in downtown LA to film. This is like when I got on Edney's Pro or whatever, and he was like, you should get a phone. And I was like, why? And he was like, because like what if you have to get in contact with somebody? So a few days later, we meet in downtown LA. I'm there first. They're there an hour later. And I was like, I don't think I need a phone. Like, to me that's just proof. Like I still can get emails. I'll get the text when I'm on Wi-Fi. But I did lean into it a lot at the end.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where we were filming like every day, and then like 2 days later, I hear from like Joey Cobbs that like D-Mel had a kid the other day, and I'm like, dude, I was just with him like yesterday and the day before, like Joey, filming, and I'm like, what the like he doesn't have a phone, and I was like, dude, did you have a kid the other day? And he's like, yeah. I was like, why didn't you tell me anything? He's like, I don't know, I just kind of keep that to myself. I'm like, well, what if something happened and your chick went into labor and like she needed you there? He's like, she's got your number. And I was like, I was like, all right, like I guess you're not wrong. But like, dude, I was like, your chick doesn't want you to like have a phone. Like, what if my phone's dead? Or like, what if I'm not around?
Scam likely.
Answer, and he didn't tell you, so you're gonna just answer from like an unknown number.
Yeah, it's like that's a good one. It's like Joey, the way Joey found out, like Joey was helping me move a couch or something. And he saw my girl and he was like, what? She's pregnant and you didn't tell me? It's like, am I supposed to tell you? But I was like, now you know, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
you kept all that really close for a while, and I think it's like comes out a little bit.
It comes out a little bit. And it's like just one of those things I always wanted to separate. Like I think at the time I was doing a lot of shop stops. And I thought it was strange. One time, Brock, there was this kid, probably like a young adult, was like, so Brock, how's such and such doing? It was like his girlfriend. And he was like, what? Like, what do you mean? I was like, okay. But that to me was like, not that people can't know, but I don't care.
You saw that as too personal. You didn't want
it's jarring. It's jarring when it happens because I mean,
people don't mean bad.
Even just the podcast.
It's just
personal.
It's
like my recognition of like going normal places. I spent 18 years being a name on a piece of paper, and nobody knew who I was. Yeah. And now it's like it's fucking. You guys deal with it all the time, but like for me, people come and talk. I'm like, I'm fucking awkward. You know, like it sucks. I don't know what to say half the time.
Well, to a degree, it kind of helped me, like, I guess learn how to manage because it's like I said, while having my firstborn child, it was like I'm learning how to be, a better person for myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wait, now I have to be a better person for this thing. So all of that kind of go hand in hand with like how he was saying, like I didn't come at him about the video. And it's like, well, a big part of growth for me was like, if I have personal things I'm dealing with that isn't necessarily attached to anybody, just like me learning how to manage emotions and manage feelings on top of trying to be sane enough to make everybody else I'm around that depend on me feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The least I can do is like have some kind of self-control about like what I say to a person. It's like, so that's where I think a lot of that came from. But like, the learning I had a child is like pretty funny because like out filming even while when we first started filming, my girl was like halfway. She was halfway there. So and
now she's 8.
Yep, now she's 8.
Yeah, that's why I was stoked to get the film footage, the 16 millimeter footage of his kids because I'm like you've grown up so much in this part, like your kids have. I was like I know that like it's something special to have in there and like cool to look back on. So
you say 16 mil?
Yeah. I had my buddy shoot it. Like that was when I was saying like we had the song picked and I didn't know what to use for the intro, so I was like, fuck, I feel like some film footage is gonna go good with this. Like I did all Nathan's Super 8 stuff, but like didn't do that with Demo, but like had some stuff I thought would be cool, and I hired my skate filmer homie Tyler Wilcox to come out, and we just like lined up certain stuff to shoot, and he did 16 on it, and I feel like it tied the part together great because I didn't have anything that had.
It's funny looking back now. I'm like, I can definitely tell it's not Super 8
all the
because
pops
it actually looks great. Yeah, it looks
in
great.
Camera.
Like so twice the quality.
Yeah, it's not that's not fake film with fake effects. That's proper in camera stuff. But yeah, I feel like it needed something like that, and that was the other part that held it up for a while. I'm like, fuck, we have all this sick footage, but like, there's nothing that I feel like packages it together and makes it feel like a part. And yeah, that was like the icing on the cake where I'm like, cool, I got this now. There's nothing that I have no excuses footage wise to not edit this. And then it was just me getting my life together.
Did we say the price for Gumroad?
I think it was $4 or $5 before, $4 for 1080, $5 for 4K.
Okay.
And then I think there's an option before too.
Incredibly reasonable.
Yeah. And then I think there's an option that we'll probably do this time. Like if you want to do more, if you think like, hey, that was cool, I've seen the work that these guys put into it. Like you want to pay 20, you could pay 20.
That's the move. That's what Project Spoke just did. It was
I saw that.
Shout out to them because that's where I saw that. I was like, I didn't realize you could set a minimum and pay as much as you want. I thought it was just like, hey, give us as much as you feel is fair.
It's like, okay, it's like a tip.
Yeah, I gave him 25. I was like, cool, you did the work to do this. That was a great project. So yeah, if you're stoked on the project, you want to support stuff like this, we still got Corey Martinez one in the pipeline. Like, throw us whatever you want, and it's all, it's all going to go back into this.
And the more that gets supported, the more motivation you'll be to do it in the future.
Yeah, I don't want to stop doing this. Like, I'm not going to string people along and film a video part, but I'd love to do like a crazy, trip with a bunch of crews and self-funded.
You know that you can do it. Yeah. If Demarcus's goes good and Corey's as well, you'll be like, all right, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Then everyone else will trust you. Like, all right, I'll go on a trip with Christian, make this iTunes
It goes
thing.
both ways because I mean, it's like obviously like Nathan and Demarcus are all upper echelon riders, but they
thank you, but I don't know about all that.
Well, yeah. but like people trust what they're gonna get at this point too. So if you can trust that, it's like mutual. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you can jump into that. So.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to do something else like what Project X did. That's great. I think there's so much value in there's so many things. I was talking about this the other day. BMX, I feel like a lot of times is trying to like recreate and find something new. But there's so many things from the past that are so good that like you don't have to reinvent anything. Just like do something that was amazing and bring it back, like a Metro Jam. Like we don't need to create some completely new contest format. We just want the Metro Jam course and the right riders there, and it's gonna be the sickest thing ever.
Yeah.
So like trips, projects, ideas, whatever. Like there's plenty of cool stuff. You could always interpret it your own way, but there's plenty of cool stuff that's been done before that I think would be great in today's day and age with the riders that we have
because it's new riders. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, that Project X is a good example.
Yeah, it's Road Fools, but 2024, so it's a whole new thing. And Road Fools isn't making new Road Fools, so
if no one else is going to do it, take it in your own hands and do something cool. Like I'd love to be able to justifiably, or even like a contest or whatever, like or a video contest. Like, there's so many things I'd love to do.
Shout out to the game of bike.
Yeah, if these digital downloads
coming
are working,
2025,
we can keep it going.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's cool to see other people doing it too, like the Trey Jones one. Project Spoke. Like
is that one? That one's not out yet.
Which one?
Trey's is a purchase part.
He did one already.
Oh yeah,
he's doing another one.
He's doing another.
Yeah, I think he's done at least one or two before. But it's cool to see other people doing digital downloads using Gumroad and trying it. Like, if you're a filmer and you want to make something and you don't want to deal with trying to pull money from sponsors, like if you're resourceful, you can make a film and make your money back, and you could probably make a profit if you want.
Or a hybrid version of it if you're doing a trip. Like you can do a hybrid and get the pay for the cost of it.
Go fun
for sure
with some of your friends who are also sick riders and get it paid for.
Yeah.
And stoke people out because it's this epic trick we wouldn't have done without this. And being able to have it funded.
Yeah, people get stoked that you're doing it on your own.
That's the thing. It brings different people together. Like, sponsor trips with the people you see together all the time. Like
that's what we're missing.
Me and you never go on a trip together, but if Christian made his crew of friends come together, it'd be like all these people that are never on trips together.
Yeah.
And that shit's like that's like Project X. That's why it's so cool to see that.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite videos are the crew videos, and like crews don't always have the means to like support what it costs to take a whole crew around and film a video, but like if your crew does a digital download, like you could justify spending 15 or 20 grand to fly everyone around for a year or two and make an insane video, and then at least you guys are going to make your money back. And
I'd be interested to know like how much like keep it down or something, like because like I said, it's that trust that you have and Nathan and Demo, they know what they're going to get, but like keep it down is like it's an amazing video, but they being the just the kids out there, people out there, they don't necessarily know. I wonder how many people are just like down to support a project right away.
That's the tricky part, right? Like that's a good question, because like me being just only a rider and me looking at that is like, oh no, like you have to like get in line, like and let that build until you can turn that into something else. So that's why like having that keep it down first. Then it's like, okay, cool, like see what I did there. how I can like change this, how I can like save on this, how I can not have a cell phone for like however long, save a little funds. But it's like all those small things and like the right people's input can help like make those things possible.
Yeah.
So that's just the way I look at it. But like that's a good question though. Like that video really good and like Diego's really committed.
Yeah.
And he just made it happen like with all his friends and they all live together. So yeah.
Yeah. Should we watch the leftovers and run through that?
And do a little quick pause or
you can.
I'm just gonna take a piss, All right, this Unclicked podcast is brought to you by ourbmx. We're very grateful to have them as a sponsor for the podcast and couldn't work any more organically.
Yeah, huge shout out to Source, been a supporter of ourbmx from the beginning, supporter of the podcast this year. They did kick off one of these new programs called Source Rewards. This is a brand new program that they have.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You get money back for spending money.
Basically, and not even that. So you get points when you join, you get points when you spend money, of course, but you also get points for signing for the mailing list. You get points for your birthday.
Leave a review. Yeah. Easy points all over. Make a purchase. Refer friends. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Look at all that stuff.
So
genius. The Source guys are geniuses. They make it better and better to buy from them.
Yeah, and then so you can. This is how you spend those points. You can get hats, badges, socks. I got to tell you, those socks. Those socks are the ones right there. They do somehow work. They are good socks. The Oxygen Thief Repair.
I love it. They have everything on here, all the products, and now they have basically like a frequent flyer miles thing.
It is like that.
It's like that, but for buying BMX shit.
Yep. So shout out to Source.
Wow, it's just like a frequent. You get the bronze, silver, gold package. Look at that.
Thank you to Source for all they do. We appreciate you guys, and back to the podcast.
Thank you, Source.
Dude, we're so good at this. This is back after 15 minutes. Stuck on the toilet.
Nice little shit.
Is this raw?
It is. No, it's edited.
Okay. Right.
Damn, we're gonna.
This was a good practice one.
There's no color. This is edited. I didn't know this was gonna be on this. This isn't like finish edited, but this is the clips that didn't make the cut.
And a lot of this is prime example, like, but we're just learning. Like, I know a lot of times I saw this and I was like, break this. But shout out to Derek Ball, RIP. But like, we were just out just trying to figure it out, like gimbal, everything.
Yeah, we're like, we got a couple Ice 180s, but like, you should film this one too because this one's sick. And we just kept like stacking whatever, wherever we went, like.
It had to be like mutually exciting. Like you want to film with this camera as much as possible.
For sure.
Like this is something that you like envisioned coming to light at a point, moving to California. So,
if you listen to the music lyrics, it goes with that. Yeah, we were both like just frothed on getting out and filming, and like we're going to so many cool spots where it's like, why not get this clip here? You know, if you can do this, like I feel like I could make it look cool. Like let's shoot it. We'll deal with the footage later.
I'm telling you. Dude, you look. Yeah, this is green bike.
Super high shutter speed. Didn't know what I was doing. ND filters or any of that.
I'm done with ND filters. I feel like people like iPhone footage. They want shit to be
like
sharp.
Motion blur.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you need ND filters so you get the motion blur.
No, you don't want motion.
Oh, they want it to look tack sharp.
Yeah. A conversation for another time.
Yeah. Shout out to Will Evans. When I first got my Red and I had no clue about aperture and shutter speed and everything, he hit me up and he's like, hey, wave your hand in front of your eye. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, it's blurry, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's how your footage should look when something blows by the camera. And I'm like, oh.
That spot was so good.
First day that's the first day. You went out to film with your gimbal.
Yeah. That was
really?
Yeah, that clip, I was like, he's like, oh, you just do whatever. And I was like, dude, I fucking hate this
I didn't totally fuck that
But
one.
No. It was like, we were just, all right, I'll just do this bar spin. I'll just do this dope peg 180. And we were just like learning. That spot was sick though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was dope.
NorCal, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't know how to film it cool, so I just locked it off on a tripod and panned.
Oh, it's the big cloud spot with the dude vaping. Oh yeah.
Have you seen this or no? You've seen
this?
Okay, all right.
This spot, is that spot still going? That hub is
still there.
So good, and no one else has really ever done anything on it.
It's still there.
Sickest kinker ever with the worst run up.
So definitely most of the leftover footage is the older footage. Like
all at the same time. Like all
it's
of
a
this
mix.
is like literally the same. Like, yeah.
There's new, like that's that's a newer clip, and that's in there. It's just like just looking at the other stuff. Like
I think Sheckler showed us that spot.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I got a spot for you." It's like, all right,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Demo with all the footage, and I was like, let's pull out what you don't want in there. And then there was a couple clips where I'm like, fuck, really, you don't like this? Or what about this one? And then we like ended up on something that we were both happy with. Because sometimes he'll be like, oh, well, that's whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking sick. And then he's like, down for it. Like,
do you think, I mean, we talked about how there's like phases with your tricks and stuff like that, but do you think like your trick choice at spots has like changed dramatically over the years?
No.
I
think it's just like mood. I know a lot of times, like I said, watching a lot of this stuff, or even like the headlight stuff, I know I could have like tried harder. And I think that was like the line I was walking where it was like, dude, like I don't want to have another knee injury. But at the same time, it's kind of like you can't help that. It comes with it. So that, like, looking back at it, is like you only feel that way when you look back and know you could have did more. Yeah, and that's like
and no one else sees that. You're the only one that like feels that or knows what you left on the table or what it could have been.
I've always said that that's like the signal of like a great bike rider, because you're never going to be satisfied. Dennis probably. There's always something in every single part that he's ever made that he's not. It's that he didn't get,
or you like one, or like, I don't know, you left. They're like, oh, I probably could have done this, but like this one worked out first go, and I'm still stoked on that. Like, you should always be striving for the next best thing. I think that's a natural feeling of people that.
Yeah, I think you can
like
film for 10 years and you'd still feel that way. It's just you want to do it, you just make it as good as you can, but there's no getting around that. You're always going to have things you could have done better in your head, because everyone else watching is like not thinking that way.
Yeah. Well, between this and the part, there's probably like 30 insane spots that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So many people are like, damn, where's that? I'm like, oh, it's gone.
It's gone. Oh, there's the white truck.
Yeah.
That truck is sick.
You know what inspired the white truck and having all the tools to do everything was Jason N's props, or 411 bio, where he had his truck with the sledgehammer and he had like all the lights and he was spraying soda on the walls. And I was like, that's so cool. He can roll up to any spot he wants and have everything he needs in the truck to like make it rideable. And that always got me stoked.
Why are you closing that gate?
That's a good question.
Oh, we opened it so I could film So I could film it.
Oh, you could push through.
Yeah.
I've never seen a clip on that spot though. Like that.
That's a weird rail that no one else can ride but Demo.
That spot was pretty funny because there was a guy in the park. That's at the City Heights Park.
Before City Heights was there though.
Yeah, exactly. But there was a guy working in...
Also gone then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a guy working in the park, and we went there pretty early in the morning, and the guy was like driving around, like cleaning, like getting the trash, putting it up. And Christian and I was like on the other side of the gate, and we were looking. So the guy was like on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
So we were like, all right, we'll just take the knobs off. Then when he drive by, we'll stop. So he started driving by, we stopped. But we had to cut the gate as well. So he kind of got on the side of the building. We cut the gate, and I think Connor was with us, right?
Yeah.
And we ended up getting the clip. I think I wrapped myself pretty good, but it was like, got a clip, kind of like singed everything back together. I think it was open for like, maybe 5 or 6 months. Then they just like revamped the whole thing. I think a few other people that wrote it, changed the rail.
Like Dennis got a clip on the rail, Connor got a clip on the rail, and then it was done.
That's right, yep.
It's a good little rail.
Yeah, so that's the gate right there.
Yep.
Good big rail.
Funny.
Oh, the gate's at the bottom.
Oh, the gate's
at the pedals through from the park.
Like
and I cut the fence open. You could probably barely see it because I tried to.
This is the video that nothing in here to you was as good as anything in the actual video part. That's kind of how this goes.
No. So one clip that did go into the other part that I think it was like the over crank arm stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He convinced me to put it in there. He's like, nobody knows that you know how to do that. And I was like,
I like that clip.
It's funny because he brought it up. He was like, "Have you done it?" Or it was like, "Have you done one since?"
Asking if he's done it.
Yeah, and I think it's
So you would have put that in here, but Christian kind of convinced.
It's like a moment in time clip.
It probably
like,
been more.
He probably never. I never seen it again, and I'm like, fuck, like you never seen you do a crank arm, let alone an over crank to 180. So I feel like something like that. Like if you're not gonna do it again, you haven't done it again. I think it's cool for people to see it. Like,
and two, what helped me like not pick this stuff out, but I think I learned from Mastroni. He would be like, he did me dirty a few times, but like he would edit the video and he would use whatever song. He's like, I sent it to you like 3 days before so you can go over it. And when it sent it, and then it was like the day of it comes out, and I was like, oh God, I hate this song. But it actually works really well. It's like the person sees something that you can't see. And I think like I would work on it with him, but I think he also has a vision that like needs to be portrayed. And I think with him looking at the clip, it's like, oh, maybe you should use this one. It's like me, I would have like took it out. But like with him telling me about it, it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like that could go well. So a lot of stuff I probably would have took more out, but yep.
Because you're going to take it out for various reasons that you see.
I'm going to delete the whole video.
I mean, that is you're half joking, but yeah.
Luckily that never happened.
Just don't put this video out.
What about song choice stuff? Like how much goes into that? What does it?
It was tough because we went back and forth on like I had songs saved forever, and then like one of the songs in the first song I've had on the list forever. I've played it in the car with him when we're driving around and filming. And then one day he's like, yo, like, what do you think about this song? And I'm like, I've already had that song on my list and it fits. And like the title kind of goes with it and like it works. So like we were good on that. And then I felt with his riding, like he's either doing something so technical and crazy, but maybe he's not going super fast. And then he's got hauling ass up rail stuff. So like I felt like a soul song has those good like epic vibes, but still has slow moments. And same with the first song, it's got its build up. So I thought a soul song would be cool. He had a few, I had a few, and yeah, we just landed on this one that we were both cool with. And yeah, I think like we never had any battles. Like I had songs, he had songs, we both bounced them off each other, and yeah, I think we both landed on this and we're good with it. But the first song was way harder to edit than I ever thought. For being a song that I liked for so long, once I started to edit, I was like, fuck, like, this is hard. Everything repeats itself, the song, and what didn't line up here isn't going to line up here either. And you try so many clips, and nothing really hits on the beats, and it was like, it was tough. So it was.
Is there I always, like, is it a faux pas to, like, edit songs? Or do you do it often?
I cut all of my songs.
Okay, yeah, I do too. It's like important.
There's so many songs that I take the parts out I don't like, and I use the beginning and I use the end, or it repeats a verse too many times and I do it. But it's my biggest pet peeve when people cut songs and you can hear
you can notice, and
I'm like,
I close my eyes, like multiple times, like I try not to look where it is.
Have people
like,
listen to
choose a random spot on the timeline and then play it for a while.
Do you have to clear music with Gumroad?
No, that's
that was why we did Gumroad.
Yeah. How the hell do you get away with that?
Oh, that's a really good question, because I think whenever we were doing iTunes, I guess the lady we were going through was like helping you with the clear music stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing
that
was
going to suck. Vincent.
Yeah, that was what was going to suck about iTunes.
Dude, you know Lori Vincent used to clear music for Ride.
Yes, that's how we found her, I think.
All the like Hallelujah and all the early Transworld skate videos she did. That's why I hit her up when we did the market video.
Yeah, she's like
credits of something.
Like there could be like a Jankum spotlight on Lori Vincent. The you know, like the Music Connect for every skate video.
Nobody knows what she looks like though, because everyone's talking on the phone.
Yeah, never.
No, she's cool. I kept up with her for a while. Like,
so the iTunes thing though, you guys were what?
Like I only remember it this way because I think I talked to Castillo about it, and I think that she was like down to like help us figure it out. And I want to say she wanted a bike for her kid.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And we got her the Brock complete in the red.
So that's sick. Yeah,
and it should be still in that garage. Like it's still in the Henderson House garage.
No, it got somebody.
Oh, that bike. I always was like, who the fuck's bike is this?
That was that bike.
When I would see it in there.
Oh, so it never got to her.
She was like, hey, I'll clear a song for you guys for this video for iTunes if you give me this bike.
I was like,
and then we just like kept filming, and then like we're like iTunes went away, and then we're like, shit. So yeah, I guess
where'd that bike go?
I think
I saw
Connor gave it to someone that had a kid that needed a bike or something like that.
So I saw that bike there like while I think this was after you had moved, because I think I went over like a few times after and was like, oh dang, the bike's still in it.
It ended up in the hands of a kid.
Yeah, sick. Okay, cool. That's great.
So yeah, shout out to Volume Miller, who I guess did contribute a bike, and then All Day Alex contributed $400. So All Day Alex, you get all seniority over
bike that's sitting in the garage.
Content.
It's probably still in that goddamn garage. I don't think it went anywhere.
Yeah. I just remember seeing it's like, oh, that's the red bike. It's a red complete, vessel complete.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So with Gumroad, then they just give percentages to the band?
Your percentage is just going to Gumroad.
Yeah.
And then they must break off to the band, though. They have to. Gumroad's doing that?
Gumroad's like when you made a DVD back in the day, and like you're probably not going to get in trouble, but if somehow the band or the label found it, like maybe they'd want something. Like I don't think artist, like I'm not going to say the artist name, but I don't think artists agencies are looking around on digital download platforms to see who's selling a video for $4 with their song in it.
Yeah.
But
yet
it's crazy because
I guess the plus side to it, the only plus side I can see to that, like in like looking at it from maybe their perspective, and maybe if it's somebody in their camp would be like, you know what, this is good, because that could like trickle streams for that particular song on services that brings in more money.
Yeah.
To me, though, if I was a band who had a song and you found it on something like this, you're like, you do the writing, you do the filming, you do the editing, but your song made this whole thing too, and you didn't even.
I give them song credit in the end of the song.
Oh yay! You're that band who's fucking.
They're fucking rich. They're fucking rich already.
Maybe this will be like
maybe they don't have a cell phone.
Maybe
they don't. They're doing shows all over the world to just break even.
Also, just on the flip side, you can make a fucking 30-minute. If we do this hour and 30-minute podcast, and there's 10 seconds of a song in it, they get paid for it. So it's like on the flip side, it's like
so
kind
enjoy
of
Gumroad while you can, because it ain't gonna last that long with that music. Because
so let Gumroad be, let them exist.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That part
other platforms.
I just look at it both ways.
No, Vimeo deleted everything that didn't have a.
Dude, that was savage. That was fucked up.
Vimeo deleted all the music stuff.
No, they deleted every video that wasn't like an actual. Like you had to have an account, right? And something like that.
Well,
like,
volumes, I know in Volume in particular, because they were late to YouTube, they were heavy on Vimeo. All their shit got deleted.
A lot of stuff I made for them back in the day is gone.
And it's like, it's savage that they just didn't make it like private and like, hey, you can't make it public. They're just like, bin. Insane. Like,
that's the hardest thing. And like, even
the internet is not forever.
Yeah,
that is one thing we learned in the last like 10 years between Ride, the Come Up, Vital,
if you make
everything else. The internet is not forever. If you fucking got something on the internet that you enjoy, save it.
Yeah,
Vimeo's a proof of that. Yeah.
If you have a so if you make a YouTube account and you put all your videos on there, then if they get deleted from the other channels, will you still have those videos? If you put them on your page, just like save things.
If YouTube went away or changed their policies or something, it could go away. But like
or it could be dormant videos, where it's like.
But if the company deletes it and it disappears, well, they're probably not going to ever. But if
you never know.
So, but if you have it over here, it wouldn't delete both. Like if you kept it on your page.
If you have it on your own page, it should be good. Like and like I have everything from Vimeo on my unlisted. Like I still have videos of Chad's hunt video, like the first versions I made on Vimeo, but I never posted them. So Vimeo never took them down. They were private videos or unlisted. So like I still have a lot of stuff on there, but anything that was public that had music in it that wasn't.
That's what's fucked. They should have just made it private.
They should have just sent you a notice.
Private, and then it's just grayed out.
There's a lot of people's work that
like
just
that's
went away.
fucked up.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if there's warning that went into
class action lawsuit or something. I mean, reality, like it was. I don't know, doing it without notice and shit is crazy.
And on topic too, there's only one instance in the Nathan part, but please don't upload the video. We made this for digital download. We're hoping that you buy and support it. Whenever people stop buying it and supporting it, it'll go online.
Yeah. And I have the creator ID. So if it does, when it eventually ends up, I would assume on our channel, I don't know, but if it does, then it will notify me if you do upload it.
Yeah.
And
just like,
I could be mean to you if I wanted.
Just don't even, just respect the hard work and time and effort that went into it, and just watch it with your friends, invite them over to the house, whatever. Yeah. But like, just don't share it, don't upload it, and then
if you like it enough to download it and upload it, then you're hurting the idea of it happening again.
Yeah,
like that's what when we communicated with that kid, it was insane. It was like he was like, you don't get it.
Yeah, some people don't, and like whatever, teach his own. But like, please, like the success of a project like this is impossible if people just upload it to YouTube. It just defeats the whole purpose of it. Like, it'll end up there when it's meant to end up there. And if $4 or $5 is too much to break the bank, then you can wait. I was surprised by how many people, when I posted Nathan's part online, were like, "Oh, I can finally watch this." I'm like, "Finally? What? How many coffees and snacks and pointless things have you spent $4 or $5 on?"
Yeah, in a first world country, $5 is like not even getting you an acai bowl.
That was the one cool thing that also Project Spoke did.
Really cheap.
If I don't know if you can geo do it, but it was he had it cheaper for South America.
Oh,
like you do like the ratio of whatever $5 is in all the different countries.
I don't know if that's
very smart of him.
Yeah, super cool. Like
it was like $1.50 in
that's sweet.
Latin American
I think
countries.
things should be priced based on where they're being sold. Anyways.
Yeah,
because $5 is a lot in Venezuela
for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
it's a different number.
If Gumroad doesn't do that and you live in some country and it's $5 is too much, hit me up and we'll sort you out.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Anything
you could
else
probably
we should talk
ask
about?
that dude Justin because he did his on Gumroad too.
Yeah, but it was a different offering. It was like the Spanish version, so I don't know if you can just like geolocate it. But I thought the idea is great.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's actually
that might have been like a web store thing. that they did
because he had the South America and then the riding video, and it was like packaged together and subtitled, and it was super cheap. So because it was like that's what would be of interest to that genre, you know. So, but anything else we should look out for? Anything like that? The
video is amazing. Everyone listening.
It is. It is 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
Support it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just watching it motivated me for spots, tricks. Like, dude, it's a real video part. It's so good. I mean,
it made me get sad for all the spots we've lost.
It's spots. It's spots. It's trick
it's an emotional
selection.
roller
It's editing. It's filming. It's a package deal. It's a beautiful video part.
Yeah, it's
hypes you up to go ride.
A lot of time spent jumping fences, driving all around California, and hopefully it just motivates people to get out and do the same. You don't need a sponsor to back you to do something. If you got a camera and you got a homie, you can make something and not go into the negatives doing it. I don't know if it's a profitable thing, but if you're not losing money and you're doing something that you love, even if you are losing money, you can lose money. That's totally fine. Losing money in BMX is common. If you're doing what you love, it's worth it. But I think you can do it resourcefully to where you can at least make your money back. Then you can do it again. Yeah. And do it again.
Then you're traveling with your friends for free.
Yeah. It's a great, you're living for free, doing what you love, doing cool shit. So hopefully it motivates people to get out there and make some moves.
Yep.
Cool.
Good job, guys.
Thank
you.
You want to bullshit for a little bit more?
I'm down to hang out.
Yeah. So you got like 4 projects in the works. Do you have anything else going on? The Martinez thing was mentioned.
Yeah. Corey, I told him first thing, like, hey, once demo's done and edited, I'm on you. If you want me to edit it from right there, I could do it. If you want to get a couple more clips, we can do it. It's
amazing. There's another one of these coming. It's a beautiful surprise, you know.
Yeah. And this one's Corey's retirement
because this is a surprise because I've forgotten about this and remembered it 10 times over the last couple years.
We probably talked about Demo's part in at least 6 other podcasts.
Yeah. But you forget because it's been so long, and then you remember where's that part? You know, like is that ever happening?
A lot. Yep.
I've asked you it 10 times. You know, like and it's.
Yeah, Corey part is insane right now as it sits. It's an Unreal video part. Mm-hmm. There was one clip that he landed that I thought he was going to do it again anyways, and then it ended up being scary, and he didn't want to fall, and he was going to take it. And then that clip was on a hard drive that was in a suitcase that got stolen when my car was broken into. So that clip, I think, is still in the running for maybe he wants to try that one again. If not, he's got banger, insane clip before the banger, insane clip before the banger. So like he's got everything needed for an insane part. That one's coming at some point. And then I also have a full Kevin Peraza part.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was out for a lot of that
during COVID. And then once me and Chad finished our part, we just never really, there was like a year of time where we never met up again. And then I moved and similar thing. Like I switched pages and, Kevin was working on other projects, and it just never really got further off the ground. But it's like 4.5 minutes of I think some of Kevin's best stuff in real sick spots, like taking the tricks that he's really good at that you know him for and applying them to like the sickest spot you could do it. So
Yeah,
Same thing.
Like for the small amount I was there for, it was like.
I'm sure.
So like I connected with Kevin on that during the game of bike, and we're like same thing. We had like our little chat, like me and Demo did. Like, yo, like
my bad, dude.
we're gonna get this done. Like once I'm done with Demo and on to Corey's. Like I told him I was like, I finished Demo's part. If you want to come to Aptos, I got spots for you. We can finish it up. Like his part was we need a banger and we're done. And then
Kevin or Corey?
Kevin. And the one clip that we tried that was going to be the banger, he ended up doing for another video part. So all we need is like a clip that he's stoked on to end that video.
Cool.
And then that one's, I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's done all these projects in between like us starting. So it was like pretty cool to see like Nathan, didn't see Corey, didn't see Kevin.
Yeah.
Like, and also you filmed Brad twice for real BMX.
Yeah, 2 Brad parts.
Yeah.
All that. Yep. And Chad part.
Chad's
Fernangle part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You finished my bands right here part too during all that.
Yep.
Yeah, the last 25% of it, you handled all that.
On top of being a full time, but starting to be, or
that was like
the
beginning of his career.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's that?
You also have 4 to 6 clips of Rob Wise that are the craziest bangers anyone's ever seen. That might end up being like a 20-year part when he finishes that.
That like something,
dude. There's these clips, like God, they have to have a part behind them because
that's
they're so
crazy. Can you describe?
No.
Can you describe one? And I'll turn the sound off just for me right now because I don't want to.
One of the most famous talked about clips from Props Euro Road Fools.
You know the thing. Ruben
I know.
And Rob did something crazier than it there somehow. And Ruben has watched the clip with me and loves it.
That's
so I just gave it away, actually.
Yeah.
And before someone pipes in,
that's one of them.
I know it's gonna be that's blur. That's no audio.
No, but
right there.
Rob, you're not listening to this. But if anyone is, send this to Rob. Finish that part. I love you.
There's no way you can finish that part. If that's
because that's what Rob does. But Rob quit before he primed. Not quit, but Rob stopped filming shit before he was going this way. Like
I'm not even joking. Just for
the
the people watching it, that was my reaction. Was not an exaggeration. It really is.
The other ones you can't even explain.
No,
like the wall head thing.
Yeah, he's got these clips, but like
they're freakish.
Are they on red or is it?
No, they're on the market zoom camera. Yeah, but the issue is the clips are so crazy that like
I'll buy you that camera to finish Rob's part.
I got one right here.
At one point,
you do?
Yeah, right.
Good.
Right.
We got 2 of those things.
At one point, we're like, do we put them in Dennis's part? And we're like, no, we can't put Homie's clips that are crazy. Like
it's my banger.
Yeah, like as crazy as the stuff that he's doing.
So he was. You can't show him.
No, Rob can't have my banger.
Yeah, and then the clips can't go online by themselves because it's fucked. So I'm like, the only thing I can think of if Rob doesn't just film a new part is. The best idea I could think of is a Rob Wise re-edit, like take all his video parts and just make like a best of.
No,
and just use them at the end.
He's gotta finish.
If he doesn't, that's the only other thing that I can think of.
You only need 15 more clips.
No, he's got 3 clips, so he's gonna need about.
Well, you said 6,
but then
there's 3.
What's his name? The sick dude from one of the dudes from Utah has like 3 more crazy ones that haven't been used.
Tristan?
No. Elf.
Yeah.
There's 6.
That's all I'm holding. I don't have any other.
Unless he put them in double or nothing.
He hasn't. I'm
excited to see double or nothing. By the way,
I don't.
Maybe it's in a video that hasn't come out yet.
I think he uploaded it. We could watch it after this. But
those are the only clips in the BMX vault that are still.
I mean,
there.
that's incredible. I mean,
what's the other one? The Vegas, Paris.
He's got a clip in Salt Lake of him doing this gap that like it's a sick clip, but it's not those two. Those 2 clips.
It's one of his fillers.
Yeah, but that was when we were filming for Market 1. When that never happened.
Market 1.
Yeah,
that'd be the way to get him to film a part. We gotta do that again.
Yeah. That's it for me for BMX right now. I want to do trip stuff. You want to come to NorCal? I'll film the fuck out of it. You want to do a trip video? I'm down. But the days of me doing a full-fledged video part, unless someone's down to just come up and trip for trip, it'll probably be short form on the BMX side.
Yeah. What's life like right now? Just on the mountain bike world for you?
juggling projects, trying to build and film as much as I can each year.
Mhm.
You just did like a premiere for a video that you filmed, right?
Yeah, we worked all
Wait,
winter.
you're filming still, like mountain bike.
No, it's
stuff.
his.
No, I haven't-
Okay, all right. That's what. Sorry.
Yeah, as a rider.
Yeah.
I haven't filmed a mountain bike video in a couple of years.
Okay,
actually.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just focusing. I'm like, if this is my chance to be a professional rider, I would never want to look back and be like, fuck, like, why didn't I put my all into that? Or why didn't I try 110%? So I'm like, just trying to be productive, doing as many projects as I can. Do every project I do, I want it to be something different. I want it to stand out, whether it's from the build or the stuff that I'm riding. I don't do crazy tricks. I'm still a setup rider like I was on a BMX bike. So I try and build or find stuff that suits my riding. And yeah, it's been really, really fun and totally different from BMX. Like I ride every day and I don't think about getting clips. Like it's weird. Like it's like riding BMX when we were kids. You just go out and you ride all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, maybe you'll stop and film clips, but like really you're just riding every day. Like in BMX, I'd go ride for a little bit, get warmed up, then we get clips.
You never rode.
That's the thing. So like
You did
now I'm just
bangers.
riding every
Never
day
fucking
because I
rode.
enjoy
We go
riding.
to Dallas to warm up,
Yeah.
and he'd feeble the ledge like twice and be like, "We're good." I'm like, "What the fuck? Why
Yeah,
do we
I think
even
I
come
pointed
here?"
the camera at him a
I'm
few
more
times, like,
liable to
watch him
hurt
do that. It's like,
myself.
bro, like, you
Well, so
haven't
that's-
been riding at all.
I think
What are
that's
you
why
doing?
people end up enjoying
Ever.
mountain biking so much because it releases. You can just
You're
cruise.
just riding.
Yeah,
like
you
every
can just
riding.
cruise.
Well, you can cruise with BMX too. Christian just wasn't.
Yeah,
that
but you're not
guy.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
like.
But I didn't want to
satisfied.
fucking roll my
Right.
ankle
Yeah.
cruising
Yeah.
around Dallas Park when I could just save myself and
How do you
jump
roll
on
your
the rail.
ankle at Dallas?
Because I will.
As
I'm
proof
that
right there.
bad.
We just say as proof right there.
I'm that
It's like-
bad.
For everyone, Dallas Park is
It's 3 feet
the
tall.
best
nothing
park in
goes
San
over
Diego.
through. I like Dallas. I can't
It's
believe
funny.
I say that now,
I take
but I like
take my
Dallas.
kid there pretty often.
It's
like,
great. It's a
great
pretty
kids
hilarious.
park.
Yeah.
It's like
Best
the
worst
kids
park
park.
around.
Yeah.
a few times.
Really dangerous though. You could roll your ankle.
Yeah.
You can.
I have more fun riding. than I
Better not
ride
get out
my
of that
bike.
seat because it's the same risk factor walking to the front door, rolling your ankle.
I
Be careful,
ride my
buddy. You
BMX
got
bike
bales.
more
You know,
now
roll your ankles.
and enjoy it more than ever before because now
Yeah,
I'm actually just riding when I want to because I want to.
Yeah.
And you actually
Ooh,
ride,
yeah.
so when you get on your BMX, you've like been riding. Because
Yeah.
this guy would just film for like
Yeah.
24 hours, then get a clip, then film for 24 hours.
It was a
then get
brutal
clip.
existence.
It wasn't
I feel
It was
sustainable.
savage.
Yeah.
It was the quick.
Remember, my
like,
dad would come on some of those market trips and be like, "Christian is just a fucking savage."
I only
Like, that guy
filmed
works
2
hard.
real video parts and
Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
was done.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't
Film
keep
2
going.
video parts.
Like
You
2
said
DVD
real?
parts.
Oh, two.
Like
Dang,
and then I couldn't do anymore. I was like, if I do a third one, I'm
real
gonna-
video parts, it's like, well,
Yeah.
I think every video I've seen of you is a real video part, but to your
For real,
standard
yeah.
it makes
DVD
sense,
part.
yeah,
Yeah.
So like to me, the way I thought is if I ice picked a 20 in the last video, it's got to be 21 or more in the next one, and that is not a sustainable mindset. Once you get to the point where I was like, okay, I can't grind off a bigger roof, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
explode.
Can't do a bigger pole jam.
Yeah,
so
it's like it was great, and at the time I was stoked on the stuff I was doing. But like looking back, I was like, I set a wall for myself to where
Yeah, you like
it
painted
was
yourself in a corner
each,
or
like
whatever.
it was
Yeah.
break yourself off
Yeah.
because you're trying to go beyond what's possible,
Yeah.
or not be happy with it because I'm not doing something bigger.
I mean, that's the plight of a BMXer. In reality, I mean, he's got the same.
That's
He's got the
literally-
same
that's
shit too.
it.
Like I would
That's
assume.
the
in
answer.
well, I
a
don't know how
sense,
they
like-
still do it. Him
Yeah.
and Nathan
That's
and,
it,
and
like-
Corey and all
Yeah.
those fools.
But you don't have to,
That's
like,
it.
because it does.
That's,
It does
don't
like
ruin yourself like
it
that.
does like.
it.
Enjoy it.
There are elements of it that you can. Like,
I'm not the
just
same.
My bad. My bad.
he just
Christian
answered that
would
question,
refuse
dude.
to learn new tricks. So he really backed himself
I
in the
just had to
corner. I'm
find new
constantly
spots.
loving learning new things.
Yeah,
so that's
I
what
wasn't-
changes it. Like
Well, yeah, Christian.
my biggest switch ice is only on this size rail. It's really small. You know, like
Yeah.
there's new things
and you
always.
just learned how to switch ice like within the last couple of years.
Yeah, but that, like I like learning new tricks.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
Because if I'm gonna one up my biggest over double peg, that's really hard to find and scary. But there's a few
Yeah.
other tricks that are smaller setups. You got to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Christian
max out
didn't-
the double peg and the feeble grind.
No, you had a bunch, you had a bunch of tricks, but you refused to
Yeah, you
ride
did.
and learn new tricks. So it was
Yeah.
like you really were backed into a corner. The biggest
Yeah.
pole jam, he's like,
It wa-
yeah, you
dude,
can't
that
get any
thing-
bigger than that.
We
Like,
helped him put that thing together. It was like,
That was a team.
The one that was in
effort.
Nature's Park.
Insane.
I can.
yeah, please.
Yeah,
Like,
I can. I have the photo.
I remember when he told me,
Yeah.
I want to make this pole jam. I was like, what do you mean you want
I
to?
can't
Like,
believe
how
all
do
No,
you-
the
Christian tripped
things
me
were
out
in
of the
that
house.
spot.
Christian was
Oh,
like,
dude.
out of all of our crew and friends, like you would session the least. You'd eat a sandwich
I
and
thought I put
have
Yeah,
a
have
soda.
a little extra sando on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just be chilling.
Be chilling.
Just
yep.
chilling while everyone's
Yep.
like riding and warming up and
Yep.
stuff. And Christian just knows what he's got.
The
He's
first
like, I'm going to
bunny
ice
hop
this
of the
fucking
day
rail.
was often onto
Hold on,
the rail that
I
I was
gotta
filming.
download it. Where the hell is it? The title
And,
of
and to see Christian up in there,
the caption
like
of the
that
photo,
landed flat,
I wrote the file name as Christian Pull Jam into space underscore fudger.
Yep.
Remember we got all set up to do it, and I did one feeler, and then the light went away, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like, here's what it looks like with the light, and here's what it looks like. No, like, do you want to come back tomorrow? And I'm like, "Fuck it, let's come back tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then
that's
we, like,
dude,
got
that
back
is
into
that
it.
is the most important thing. Look at that light.
That's
like,
a light.
That's
That's a light post,
like,
right?
That's
light post,
so cool.
that is like
everything
that's one of my favorite photos I've shot in
amazing.
like recent history.
Because look at him in the air, how high it is, and then what is he coming off of? Like, it's just
Now, to put it
beauty.
in perspective, that gate holding it up is an actual gate. Like, it's the height of like a doorway.
It's 5.5 feet tall at least.
So you're like, no, it's more than that. Like
Maybe,
that,
yeah.
That right
Yeah,
there.
waxing where the gate was, it was
like-
already like up,
Oh, yeah.
up
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
So
How'd you wax the whole thing?
We waxed the pole on the ground.
on the ground, it's a big glob of tape right there too. Like it was,
And the pole that
Good
goes
job,
into the
Fletcher,
ground.
too, right between those.
Yeah, it was I mean, I
nice.
had a few attempts, so like it's not perfect, but you
some
get
he
what
would
you
go
get,
off the side,
you know?
and it's like that one
Yeah.
he went all the way off.
Yeah.
And it was like he's
And knowing
still
how
going
chill
up.
Christian is too, like I never seen him jump off like a 3-stair on his feet, and then
Well, I didn't
I exploded
know
a couple
until
times
like
on that one.
it's just crazy
Yeah.
though. Like, when you get on a bike, you're like a different
you're
human
music
being.
guy, right? He's like when the music is right,
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
And I didn't know that. And he was like, "All right, okay, I'm going." And it was like, "Oh, he's going."
Yeah.
He went.
He'll just do circles and then boom,
Yeah,
take off.
Yeah, it
That's
was-
the one
I know.
thing I probably haven't talked about much. I listened to the same song for every scary clip I ever did for
What?
like 6 years.
I never knew that about you.
Same exact
That's
song.
amazing.
It was
That's
the only
amazing.
recipe that I figured out to where like when it
Does that
hits,
song give you nightmares now?
No, it comes on sometimes in my car when it'll autoplay, and you're like, dude, I listened to it the other day.
looking at a cliff.
No, dude, I literally had the weirdest feeling the other day because it came on in the car, and I was like, I don't have anxiety right now of like I'm about to fucking do something. It's the first time I've ever heard the song.
Well, you do crazy shit mountain biking though. Do you listen
But
to that
now
song still?
sometimes I put it in my pocket playing out loud just to like get myself hyped up, but not loud enough for the camera to hear.
headphones anymore.
No.
Damn,
I remember
I
you
had to
telling me about
change.
that. I didn't
You
understand.
I had to
changed.
break that. I didn't want to carry that
I
over.
never knew that about him. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Dude,
I spent a lot
I
of
knew-
time in that truck with him, and he
Me
told me
too.
about that. I was like, dude, like,
What's the
what?
fucking song?
It's the same band that I wrote to in the Market video.
Okay.
It's just like it had this like build up, and I could like get my hands
Wow.
on sweaty, do my circles,
Yeah.
and like I knew that the second that
He's gonna
went,
try.
I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
do
go.
it, and if I won't do it,
We gotta
I'm
go
not
to a
doing
show
it.
for
Yeah.
that band.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get
Brutus.
fucked up.
It's
Are there,
Brutus.
are there beers over there?
Yep.
Did I-
Want one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bring
that's
three,
when I realized I
just
had
in case.
OCD of some form because I'm like, I need this song. But
That's a
before
trip.
that,
I
dude,
didn't-
I would
how did I
call
not
stuff
know that
out
about
and I
you?
wouldn't try stuff. I'd
None
roll
of
up to
us knew
stuff
that.
like 20
Demarcus is the
times in a
only
row.
one. Like,
Thank you.
I knew he was doing circles and listening to something. I never knew over
Same
those 15
song.
years.
At
it was
one
the
point,
same
I edited the song and I uploaded it to my phone, so it was just like the piece that I needed. Like I got tired of having
I
to
didn't know
scroll
that.
and fuck with it when I was trying stuff over, like trying it over and over. I'm a weirdo, but it worked. I found my thing that like that was my science for getting myself to do scary shit.
It's almost like would fuck with you though.
Yeah,
It
right.
would when, dude, but you know what's weird? When security would come up and it'd throw me for a curveball and I wasn't able to get the song there, I would just go. Like if a teacher walked up or security,
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
one thing that could like break that, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah.
But I just needed something to like make
Music
me go.
fucks with me like that.
I stopped.
Like,
I got to a lot of these clips are old, and as it got newer, I stopped wearing headphones, listening to music at all, because it was like
you don't, not even when you're sessioning?
no.
Really?
stop.
I like sessioning with music, but
I
filming
don't-
with music will drive me crazy.
Yeah.
That same thing where it's like, gotta
What
find the
about
right
when
part of
people are like talking or like, dude, especially
I
those
learned to
market
lean
shits,
into
you guys
that
like
more.
bouncing basketballs around and fucking around and laughing. Like, I need to be just like tunnel vision.
Uh-huh.
Like, you got whatever's going on out there, I don't know. Like, some people can
Yeah.
turn that off. But like, if I hear a car siren or someone laughing when I'm like fucking in the mode trying to pedal at something, like that
You know what the
would
music
throw me
light was
off.
for me? It was like taking a like if you took a shot of Red Bull to the neck.
Yeah.
That's what it felt
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
It turned into that for me. It was like, dude, like
You're about
You need to
like
control
you're about
yourself.
staying calm. Yeah, it's controlling yourself because
So-
because when you know, and I'm not a good bike rider, but I would try something, eat shit, and then I would use the adrenaline to try again. And
Yeah,
he
I
is the
have
opposite.
to steer
and
away
he's
from
the
that.
opposite. He
Yeah.
would sit
I would-
there for 5
gotta
minutes
calm down.
and relax again. And I'm like, that is
Yeah.
polar
Same.
opposite. I
What-
would
I will
use
say-
that to
that moment that changed that for me. Since we're talking about
Yeah.
that, it's like that Warhorse part cabin off that roof.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Joey was like, Got like 2 hours.
So
got like
sick.
2 hours, bro.
Is that where the skaters were doing blow down at the bottom, and the guy got all hyped up to jump off the roof too? And
so the first day I went to
it was a famous skater.
It was Jerry Gurney, the dude with the crazy leather jacket. He's fucking sick.
The first day I went to look at it, they were there. It was like Zero Team and whoever else with them. And that guy saw me get on the roof, and he was like, he had a speaker. And he was like, "You think about jumping off of it?" And I was like, "I want to do a trick off of it, but like, why?" And he's like, "Because if you do it, I'll do it." I was like, "It's not the same. I'm gonna just jump off the roof and I'm gonna land it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I got your back." So I jumped off the roof, and he ran and jumped off it on his feet and was like, "It's not the same. Usually." And he was like, "Oh, I got this trick." So they were there first. So I was like, "Oh, I'm just get out of the way. I'm not gonna even try this trick today. I'm gonna just like lay back and let them do it."
It's in Finer Things, right?
Yeah.
No, the
Warhorse.
Warhorse.
Yeah.
That
One of the
that-
craziest half cabs.
I love that part with that
And
song.
that too,
That
like that Jerry,
part
he
is
was on the
so
roof.
sick.
He like took a speaker on the roof, and he had skaters yelling at him. It's like, "If you do it this time, I got a 30 rack for you." And he was like on the roof, just
3
doing
dogs
blow.
running
Yeah,
around.
3 dogs.
Wow.
Like, it was so many people. But yeah. So from there
There it
it
was.
turned into like the next time I came back to do it, Mastroni was like, "I'll drive down today." It was a Sunday.
This part's so good.
It was Sunday, just in the middle of the day,
Is that
perfect weather.
Yeah.
What that? Yeah.
You've never done that again either, have you?
Uh,
Rail ride, drop hanger.
No.
Those are tricks that I would see Demo do in other parts during our project. I'm like, damn, like let's get one of those. Like tie ride to hanger, that's fucking sick. And I couldn't get him to do another one.
So
You never finished your story. I'm sure
yeah,
people
let's finish
listening,
it. Finish the story first.
Oh no,
Yeah.
like with the Jerry guy on the roof or whatever. So I was like, for sure not trying to like do a half cab in front of all these dudes. No, let me be correct, not a half cab, but a fake 180. Yeah, and from there I came back on that day, which was like a Sunday, middle of the day, and Joey was like, "I got 2 hours, bro." And Mastroni drove down. I was like, "Oh, so I guess I got to do this." So.
Oh, I thought it meant it was like a positive thing. Like, I got 2 hours, take your time. But he's saying, no, I got 2 hours.
Yeah, so and I took it as
Yeah.
for what it was. I was
Okay.
like, well, if I don't get it within this 2 hours, I don't think I'm going to be trying this for 2 hours. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way. But he was like,
Yeah.
in his head, he was like, I got this window.
Yeah.
So
letting you
whatever.
know for real, like I gotta bounce in
And
2 hours.
It's only me, Joey, and Mastroni there, and it's quiet. And have no headphones, no music played at all. And the reason for that was like learning how to face like that emotion.
Over the edge, down.
That back wheel.
It's hanging below the roof.
So that was fourth go, meaning that,
Fourth go.
No, not fourth to 10th. Fourth
Okay.
go. So
Okay.
it was like jump off the roof 2 times. Then on the third one, I'm gonna try the half cab. So
Okay.
the first one I tried, put my foot down. Then that one I landed, but like the last attempt going back up after putting my foot down, because I did it right, but I just took it off out of the idea like, oh, I messed up. Oh, I didn't mess up. So when I rode away, Joey is very iconic for yelling
Yeah.
in the back. And yeah, exactly. Now I told
It's actually
Joey,
kind of startling for me.
yeah, it's accurate, bro. But I told him, like, don't say anything. Don't yell. I told this to Mike too. Don't scream. Don't be excited. And I was like, it sounds stupid, but I want to know what it feels like to like go through these emotions. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm doing everything sober. So every mistake I made, everything wrong I've done, every bad decision, I have to face it.
Mhm.
So I don't need a crutch to get me over it. To me, the music was a crutch to me. And that by no means is a crutch, but it's more so kind of like, ooh, like what kind of way I can put myself through it.
Yeah.
And that's how it turned into me like no music anymore.
It is like a drug almost. It's like something that you figure out like, oh, if I just do this, I could fucking do
Yeah.
anything. Like,
It's like
Yeah,
a
but-
cute. It's like a
Stimulant.
starting point.
But
you know,
yeah.
it's like you have this anthem in your head and it builds you up, and then it's like the gun going off.
But
And
then to do
that's when you
something
go.
like that
Yeah.
with no crutches,
Yeah.
no vices, is almost like the best thing ever. Because you're
Yeah.
you're
When
getting
I
to
rode away and I
experience
would've-
adrenaline in this,
it's like
the
this is
whole
crazy.
experience. Like you got to experience it all, just like
Yeah.
what it is.
So when I rode away around the corner, I was like, oh, that feels crazy. It was
Yeah.
like it was just zinging, but yeah, like that's how I
Pretty
stopped
cool that you
riding
like
and
thought of
listening
it
to
that
music.
way. No,
That's
wow.
Let's
crazy.
one more time just for.
I never would have accomplished anything scary without music. I used to be the guy that would roll up to something 30 times and not do it. when we first started filming stuff, I was that guy until I rode with headphones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be that guy. I've filmed those guys before.
Now I know that music drop, he's going. It's like, dude, that's crazy. Like,
we interrupted him and we were talking. We almost went on a tangent, and now I can't remember what the tangent was.
Not sure.
Yeah. Crap. It was good too.
The story kept getting interrupted though.
Yeah. No, you brought it back, which I appreciate, but I can't remember what the
listeners are probably like.
I know what it was.
Let's hear it.
Mastroni always talked about it had to be your idea.
Oh,
like
100%.
so when he brought up like the double tire to drop hanger. You're like, I was always trying to get him to do something.
Oh, you know, I have good luck with that, though, with him. He'd always tell me, like, Mastroni to give me ideas. I'm like, nah. But then I'd give him some ideas, like, yeah, I might try that. I had better percentage with that.
I feel like I have bad luck, too, but I'll plant the seed. Because of what he told me about Mastroni, I'll plant the seed. I won't say exactly.
We were talking about this the other day. Like,
I remember him.
I think I was talking to Albert about it, but it's like,
yeah.
Forever, I steered away from like ideas. Somebody was like, Joe, you should do the tooth over on that rail. And it's like, oh, dude, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. But it's like, look, they're kind of right. You know,
yeah,
it's like
of course,
that's the part of like, oh, somebody sees something that you don't see, or you kind of like, oh, I'm trying to be like forward thinking. When realistically, it's like maybe I should lean into something that I'm fairly okay at, because I'll like try something that's like scary or bigger to a degree, then I'll just go all the way back down and like do it on the smallest thing and only do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think that's most of my writing is like that because of social media. So I try not to put the stuff on the Instagram that's going to be either remotely close to what I would put in the video part. Not saying that what I would put in the video part is crazy, or just more so kind of like how I tame myself. It's like, sometimes I feel like too tangible. I feel like I'm too reachable. Like, oh, you hit me up, I'll respond. Or you see me on a podcast, I'm doing a how-to. It's like I'm in so many different ways, but it's like that way for me is how I kind of keep myself together. So when somebody would throw out an idea, it's like, maybe you should try this. It's like, who do you think I am? How do you know I like this? So that's kind of like me being like kind of a stickler to like ideas, but like eventually I started to lean into it. And most of the time people are right, but Christian did have like a lot of good luck with that. And Mastroni's like, yo, I think you should do this. Like, absolutely not.
No. Hard no.
And two,
have you seen their dynamic?
Not
really. Him and Mastroni are fucking Tweedledum. They're just like they're like intertwined in so many different ways, but they're polar opposites in other ways. And they just have this like bitter old married couple vibe. And it's like it's
pretty because like, he's a master. He trolls a lot.
Oh yeah.
But also I think one time I wanted to film something, he was like, maybe we should wait till the light to change. I was like, fuck out of here. What do you mean wait for the light to change? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? But it was just me being rough on it.
Yeah,
but it's pretty funny. But that's a
but it's like one of those things where it's like if you weren't you're so comfortable with him that like because for me it's Gary. Gary will be like he'd be like, point the camera this way. I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I'm not telling you. I'm like, dude, you would not treat a different filmer like this. So stop treating me like this.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you have to tell me.
Well,
what
that's
you're
too
do.
part of the
Please.
get back for like sending me the Bang Bang song at 12 in the morning, and the video comes out at 8. It's like, oh, so you're just gonna send me this way? You didn't slow mo something you said you were gonna slow mo. I got it. Yeah. I get it. So I kind of like give it back to him a little bit here.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah. It was pretty funny.
So the song in that video was like,
oh, you didn't like that song?
I didn't.
That's like the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but I realized it worked.
It's
it worked,
so
and
good.
Like the whole year or two, people would just sing it.
We'll play 9 seconds of it. Well, sorry, I was at. I'm at half speed. YouTube half speed. My bad. Yeah, this one. I could see, I mean, just in that sample, it does not sound very good.
It's so good.
But it does
took
work.
time
it does
for me
work.
to understand. Like after watching it, I was like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was like the structure of the song worked really good with the writing.
Yeah,
like the voice can be like however you think about it, but like the way that the song hits and the way that the writing hits to the song.
Yeah.
What got me on it was the manual bar. After the before the manual bar in the rail, then the manual bar, and it was like, oh, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. He knows. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like
Mastroni Joey era of Demolition Volume.
no.
That was
like,
classic. That was classic.
That's the
right
last time I
there.
wore music. That was like what 2016, 2016, 17, right there. That right there. Joey was shooting that photo. Mastroni was filming it, obviously. But I had never heard this song. I can't quite think of what the song was, but I was like, damn, I never heard this song before. And Joey's like heard it blaring out of the headphones. He was like, what? Really? You never heard that before? And I was like, I just said I didn't. Like, wow, how do you not understand that? And he was like, it's crazy. He just walked down the stairs. I can't believe you never heard this song before. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, he was just blown away. I think it was Simple Man.
Simple Man.
I was like, damn, I never heard this. But yeah.
A little Skinner?
Yeah. I was like, hey, this song sounds like
Didn't you
like
tell me your chick was surprised that you liked that song or something like that?
Yeah, well, like real quick. Animal Can I Eat? Picture this. I'm a little black kid in the South, and all I liked was whatever music I grew up listening to. Corey Martinez and Animal Can I Eat wrote to that song. Can't think of the name of it, but I hated it. I was like, who the fuck is this dude, and why is this song playing?
Some classic rock song.
Yeah, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like I don't know what I'm listening to. So I was ignorant to the music.
Oh yeah, that's not...
It's like
yeah.
So I was like, what is this?
I'm blanking on the name.
That's what started it for me. I was like,
Layla, fucking hell.
So
Derek and the Dominoes. Definitely nobody would call that.
Forever. Anytime the video would come on, me and my friends would watch it. We would just skip his part. Skip it.
Because of the song.
It didn't make any sense to me.
Like, sorry,
I can't
Corey.
make it up. Yeah.
Swipe.
But it comes back around later. So maybe now I'm probably like 18, 19. And I was really getting more into street riding because like at that time I was like dirt jumping and I was like being introduced to street. So that was like 2001.
Yeah.
And I was like, watch the video. And at this time I had watched like a lot of props and I was like, oh, this music works, like a lot of classic rock stuff. Like, oh, okay, cool. So a lot of songs I only know based off of videos I've seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's how it was. So for this, I was like, I watched it and I was like, oh, he's amazing. I was like, this is crazy. Now,
I've been skipping this the whole time.
And at that time, like I had never been filmed. I had never like anything to do with video stuff. But I like was learning about how music worked with things that are happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's too funny.
So yeah.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this song.
I was like 100%.
Literally just did yourself the worst
skipping.
disservice by skipping Martinez's Can I Eat?
Yeah. To be honest, at the time I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know any better. Yeah. So for me, it was like, it sounds like a joke, but no, I was like, absolutely not. No.
Couldn't even hear
it. But now I was like, I know every word to that song.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but like that's like one of the things my girl's like, you like that? And I was like, yeah, like this is such and such.
It is funny.
Like, it turns into like,
that's a cool thing about BMX videos.
Yeah.
In the same vein, Jeff Z,
for
I don't know if he still does this, but for years would just mute all web videos. And just under the assumption that he thought he wouldn't like the music, instantly just watched him without just enjoy the bike riding, and that was it. And I'm like, dude, you don't even give it a chance.
I've heard Mastroni.
He's like, I don't like it. Like, I'm like,
but this is like very minimal. But like that one is interesting. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing with making music or videos with cleared music nowadays is like those days of like having that insane song that you hear once and you associate with the video part. It's so much harder when you have to like clear the music and it doesn't hit the same.
No,
sometimes you strike gold every once in a while, but it's nice that YouTube's kind of opening up the reins a little bit and you're able to get away with some stuff. Because like, man, to hear a song and instantly be able to associate it with a video and like take you right back to that, like those.
Did you look at how much the songs would be on YouTube? Because on the Creator Studio, you can buy some of the songs.
Really?
Yeah.
One song that is the issue in our part is like blocked everywhere.
That's
artist
true.
is
That's
gonna.
true.
Yeah. But yeah.
As it goes.
Hopefully it's not the case when we're ready to put it online.
Yeah, it's totally going to change.
Yeah. They're going to
Nike's blind optimism.
Nike's going to use
and Rob Wise is going to film a video part.
Yeah. Hey,
a couple things.
Stranger things have happened.
Rob will.
I think I don't know. 2 hours.
We should start a petition to get the Rob Wise
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I'm in. I got $100 for a Rob Wise part for real.
Yep.
I would literally just to see that the clip.
Let's just ask Rob what he needs. Like, hey, maybe
I got $100 and I will buy his plane ticket to come film with you.
I'll use miles and I'll give him another plane ticket.
All right.
There you go.
Putting it out there, Rob.
Yeah.
Yep. If you hear this,
and Dennis is going to buy me the camera that filmed.
No,
I
got two of them right here.
$0 for me. I'll give Rob $100 though. That's way better than buying the camera.
The fish eyes are like $8,000.
I don't have a whale eye though. I do not.
The whale eyes are like $8,000 now.
Ooh, Rob, sorry.
I've been trying to get
fish eye clips.
Kramus has one.
There's
we'll have to rent
a Kramus.
Yeah.
Maverick had a brand new one for a while. I think he's trying to sell it for $10,000.
I think Dak still has one.
He'll let you borrow it.
Okay. Yep.
He would.
All right, so
figure it out, Rob.
Yes.
Anyone that knows Rob's in this podcast.
Yeah. Let us know what you need. And
we got you.
Facilitate the rest.
Too good.
Yep.
All right. In due time. Available right now.
Can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
When people hear this.
Yeah.
And then
you can pre-order it if it's not live, and
yeah,
it'll be available shortly after.
Oh yeah.
If you enjoyed it, share it, spread the word. We'll share your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Share the link. Stories.
Yeah, share the link. Get people to, be like, hey, this is awesome. This sucked. Took too long. Whatever your thoughts are. Hopefully they're great. Share them, and we'll keep them going.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was
great work.
Lots of laughter. Congrats on everything.
Work.
On being a professional bike rider and not having to fucking lug around a 15-pound camera on a gimbal to make it happen.
I appreciate it, but
that's huge. So
it makes me like this Haro trip I just did. Reminded me of how much I will always love filming BMX and. Your passion and your quality for making videos is missed within BMX, and you had you've made some of the most like prolific videos in recent times. So it's good to have you back and enjoy it, and you got to do what you can do.
You invented the swag clip, the swag film, where you like have the stationary shot. He comes skating in with the fish eye, and it's like Chad behind him. Like, you invented that.
Yeah,
I will always try to contribute anything that I can to BMX and try and make it look as good as I can, but never let go of the core of what I feel like BMX should be seen as. So
for real,
as long as I can do it, I will do it.
Hell yeah! Cool. And congrats, Demarcus, for putting out this part while doing. We kind of did a little bit of a glimpse into the last 8 years of your life. You've done so much while filming this
Raised
part.
multiple kids.
Yeah, it's that too on that side of things.
There's so many days we'd be filming
his son
long.
Albert.
Yeah, he'd go home, take care of the kids, and then he'd go back to downtown and ride even longer. So
his other son, Mikey, up.
Shout out to
shout out my kids. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Albert.
One of the hardest working dudes that I've had the pleasure of working with.
Well, I know we ain't trying to drag this out, but it's learn by example. Like, if you watch, I talked to a few kids the other day at BMX Day. Now, I almost didn't come, but it was like, I think my girl had something to do.
Fucking come. Yeah.
Hey, I came and I met a few kids that are like, they're from North Carolina. They live in Salt Lake City, Utah now, and they were at BMX Day.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're like, good. How do I get sponsored? And I was like, oh, well, like you talked to the perfect guy today. I got you. I'll kind of like give you my rundown on like maybe how you can get yourself in a different position to start. But
well, they're at BMX Day riding their bikes. They're
exactly.
That's the first thing. Get involved and get out in the mix.
Not just Instagram.
Yeah. Show up at the jams. Go to the contest. Make waves. Do your hardest trick, your sickest trick, whatever. Like, shine. Let yourself shine.
Yeah, it's like just like I was saying about like it's learned. Like the work ethic, and like he was saying, it's like that didn't come from me just like understanding what I would get from bike riding. It's more so coming like, one day I want to learn how to do a backflip. Then that turned into whatever. And I saw like Tuesdays with Miles or the Vital Power Hour stuff, then to market stuff, like knowing that he filmed it, then like to eventually like making my way to San Diego. And it was like, oh, wait, this is how this works. So watching all that stuff kind of create or cultivated my idea of like not what I wanted out of BMX, but what I wanted to do within it and what I wanted to contribute to it. But in order for me to do that, I had to watch from the outside, take notes, but also follow directions of the people that have been doing this before me. Mm-hmm. So that's where that come from.
Oh yeah.
But thank you. Appreciate it.
Take notes, kids.
For real.
Take notes.
All right, thank you. Link is in the bio. Link will be on the end card.
Thank you guys
to
for being
the leftovers and all that stuff. If you want to watch it, I'll probably have to turn the music off for this. So leftovers with the music, it is beautiful. So thank you to Christian. Thank you to Demarcus.
Thank you to
appreciate you
ourbmx,
guys.
thank you to
Yeah.
Ryan.
Dale's source for keeping the podcast going.
And that's
Keeping us drunk.
Yeah, keeping
us buzzed.
this side of the table. So
I had one.
you had one.
Thank
All
you
right.
guys for sharing the love and supporting this project. Thanks to ourbmx for hosting all the content for this. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to push this out to the masses without you guys. So
definitely down.
Thank
Always
you.
down to support. So
Good job, guys. You guys rule.
you.
Hell yeah.
shout out
Can't wait to
BMO.
watch it again and again and again.
Delete it.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.